Du, 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 du. Du, 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 du. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. We're here and we're live actually on a Wednesday, and we're getting stuck in with our first FC Barcelona members section video of the week. Would you believe it? And we're here for some squad, for some strategy reviews. Forgive me again for the bird's nest I've got on top of my head here. I'm Quinny, of course. Thanks, welcome to the channel, everyone. It's here, nice and live and loud and early on this right bang in the midweek that we're at right now. We've got tons of stuff to get through tonight, I'm sure. The live chat will be throwing some stuff at us. We'll be looking at strategy, squad reviews, all that good stuff as well. Of course, fist bumps on arrival. We've got James Johnson and Stefan Rands in the house, getting in nice and sharp, getting their requests in nice and... I can't shake this. We'll go to the wee screen so we can try and hide it a little bit. Sorare AP, fist bump, good to see you as well. I personally, guys, right now, as I'm speaking to you, I'm rather disappointed. We're coming into this midweek with a bit of optimism. You know, Celtic away to Zagreb. I was really... This is actually quite nice, isn't it? How they've changed this up. Is this a today change? I didn't see this earlier today when I was knocking about the site. But, I don't know, the midweek... Got off to a decent wee start here with the best of Europe, I suppose. The Hitate giveaway card. Kimi 100, he just does that, doesn't he? And then, yeah, the Celtic stuff. Like 0-0. It's a kind of half okay result for the most part. The clean sheet is good, and you think if we keep the clean sheet, we're not losing. That kind of is what happened, but sadly, like, nobody brought their shooting boots. Mic might have... I turned off the mic again there for a second when the kids came into the room. If it was just a momentary silence you got there. But so that's kind of dashed my hopes on the rocks. Now I do have this super rare team. Let me fix the magnification a wee bit here. But I've still got this super rare team that could do something. Captain Lorente tonight at home to Slovan Bratislava. Surely is a gimme. And Skorupski away to Benfica. It's going to be a busy night for him. Can he keep it clean? Can he get another decisive somehow? I'm not totally writing this game off, this team off just yet, but the rest of them have ran their race. We could hang on to a box there, although unlikely. And All Black would really need to carry some water for this team to get it in amongst it. This team could get boxed. Yeah, it could get a box. So let's see how it goes. The Captain Schmeichel team, we're sitting on top 15% with a box. It's probably not going to hang on. Or maybe it will, actually. This is the last night. It's only Champions League, so maybe it just about does. And then in the All-Star Special, actually kind of unlucky. We got all 5 starters. We got a clean sheet from the keeper, decent captain pick, but just no decisives from the front 3 here. So we're sitting in 207. This is All-Star. This will go all the way to the deadline. Don't see us hanging on. to a card. We might hang into box territory. I don't think, we'll probably hang on to a box, I suppose. And then we've got the Thursday night action, which is still to run, so maybe that could save the game week a little bit. Celtic being so early, it feels like a lot of the main hopes and stuff have been kind of taken out of the game week for us. The 4-man under 23 thing isn't going to go well either. So yeah, bit of a midweek disappointment for me. It keeps cutting out. Interesting. Let me double check. We are multi-streaming on a few different platforms, so that might be part of the thing with the... I just bet the software's maybe glitching on us a little bit. What was I wanted to check again? Filters. That's what I wanted to check. Edit filters. Yeah, no, I don't have noise gate or anything like that on it, buddy. Let me know if the mic does keep cutting out, guys. I'll do my best to work around it, but fist bumps to everyone on arrival. Yeah, so it's a bit of a midweek for me. We're sitting on 3 boxes at the moment. It's probably... Let's see how the Thursday night stuff goes, but we'll hopefully bring in like 4 boxes to add into the tally that I've already got in the club at the moment, which is like 20 odd, 28 or something we've got. I still actually should be getting playing rivals, so I've got a 3 win streak about to unlock. I could have maybe made that happen with a Celtic one last night, but anywho, that's... Oh, did I have a Christmas box to open? I think I've opened that already, actually. It was just power-ups, wasn't it? Yeah. So we'll have a bunch of boxes to open up on Friday, which will be cool. We'll have another couple get added into the kitty from the performances we've got going on in the midweek. We've got a bunch of cards to give away on the deadline show on Friday, which will be nice and good fun as well. And trying to think what else there is to kind of preamble with. We've got a few requests. We can get stuck into them in a minute, of course. But we'd like to leave the door open for the first 10, just wait for everyone to get in and get nice and comfy. And then we'll start to hit through everything. I actually tell you something. We did the Zero to Hero video yesterday. Let me go and see if I can pull the Zero to Hero team up, because... is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Right, and then let me go and this window capture, I think. This one. Oh, no. What we wanted was screen capture, I think, when we used... Yeah, so let me just add that in. Sorry, guys, 2 seconds. Screen capture will work. That's fine. Add source, then let's put it where it should go. It's kind of dominated the whole screen, which I wasn't quite hoping for. And yeah, that's the wrong thing it's shown as well. Interesting. Don't know why that's not working for me. Because I've got something in front of that. Yeah, it's not showing. Or is it showing behind? Is that maybe what's going on? Do I minimize? Yeah. That's weird. You can still see us on our screen there, eh? That's bizarre. Right, let me just delete that because it's just getting in the way now. I was going to try and show you the Zero to Hero team, but it's... Well, let's try another source. Sorry. I know we've done this before, which is why I don't want to entirely give up on it. Let's take another window capture. And pop it there. And not that one. Yeah, I guess I can't. Interesting. Some sort of glitch has happened, so we definitely have done it before. Mike is defo being weird. Interesting. Properties. Yep, it's on the right thing. It's on the right mic, for sure. Oh, maybe have I got something else interfering, maybe? Let's just mute that and that. Just in case. Mic seems fine, just super quiet. Oh, okay, maybe it's just because I'm... Okay, right, okay. I'll do my best, guys. Keep me up to speed, but... Fist bumps to everyone on arrival. There's a bunch of joining us live and loud across YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all the places, which is good fun. And normally what we're doing on these streams is going through your strategies and all that good stuff. I wonder if... can we find it? If we go and look at... Can we see lineups if we go and have a look at just the face of the account here. I don't think we can we? See history? No. It needs to be Sorare data, I think. Let's try a wee peek at data. Does it have the free? Really smart football fan. There we go. SO5 results. So that's only shows the training team. Interesting. So yeah, no, we can't. That's Oh, is it on? Oh no, I was going to say is it on screen, but I'm just on the page. I'm not signed into it. Yeah, so the actual 0 to hero team isn't actually doing too shabby at all. I'm quite annoyed I can't show you this on screen, but as I look at it, we started off with a Musiala or an 86, which is good fun. So that could do something in the midweek as we prepare for ultra attacking, which is what I was kind of getting onto here. If you haven't checked out the video yet for 0 to hero, you are missing out. Huge giveaway on offer in the video, and good scouting protocol as well, because we're going after ultra attacking. This is the provisional lineup I've got in my main account for it, and I'm fucking going for it. No Celtic teams, so contenders quite bare for me, so I'm going to take some of the big hitters and I'm going to go for it. Why the hell not? At rare level, I don't care about the mixed essence from the box. If we can get one of these mega boxes, we can pull a decent card. That'll do me for the game week, quite frankly. I've got lots of other stuff. I don't think I've half built anything yet. Just had to be scratching around with some bits and bobs. Look at that for a team. Lager, BLK and Ledesma. And yeah, as I say, without Celtic, I literally only have 2 defenders playing, both classic. I do have the likes of Berardi and Shaqiri, but I've got enough other guys where, I've got Rakitic's and Wanazek's, and Rakitic is actually top of the table clash this weekend. And then up front, it's only really Hornby, maybe Ajeti. So I've only really got 2 teams I can play because of the defender and the striker limitations I've got. So between the 5 or 6 keepers that are here, let's see if Kieran O'Hara, I've bought him for a couple of quid. I'm kind of hoping that he's taken the shirt. I think the other Kilmarnock number 1 seemed to get injured at the weekend. Robbie McCrory, protected team, isn't here yet. So I'm kind of hoping that happens. So maybe I've got 6 keepers here. Maybe I've got 5. We'll see. So yeah, I'll have more of them to throw around. I did put Oblak provisionally into that lineup. I might swap that just to facilitate more lineups, which isn't really like me, but I do have an abundance of contender keepers that are going to go to a waste otherwise, What other classics do we have? We have Underdog. It's not really one I've looked at yet, but whole average of under 45 feels fun. Not as many stars on the go, but this could be a competition that really anyone could win. Yeah, I could use a Balcombe in this, I suppose, quite easily. I could maybe use Balcombe in the other one. Michaela Fay suspended. Lenormand is back in the building, perhaps. And then some okay guys besides. Need to see some projected teams before we could pick a defender. I think there's not a real standout candidate there. And midfield is kind of the same. If we know O'Reilly's starting, that could be great. If we know Soler is playing, he's right on the bubble, L15 of 45. That could be fun. Saul is kind of back, kind of not back. And then up front, what kind of options do we have? Nothing great. I guess Diego Lopez is probably the standout. Maybe Mikey Johnson could have a good game if he's maybe... Because it feels like Adam Ida is getting into the swing of things at Celtic now, and maybe Mikey Johnson's getting back into that championship swing of things. Maybe he's a shout. Oscarson, Diego Lopez, yeah, maybe Becker. Maybe Jota. So yeah, it could be a fun one. But ultra attacking is the place to be. I think we are with your left field selections, or if you're like me and you've kind of got your primary thing that's weakened somehow, maybe a rotation from Champions League midweek, or something or else. I think the all-out attack one, which is a lot of pressure on forwards. You only get 2 entries for it, and really, once you've done one team, you need a lot of forward options to survive it and continue to field the rest of your lineups. So it's actually quite a difficult challenge of resources, maybe you might say, for this. So we went out and scouted a lot of budget forwards that have got good games this game week. One that actually just sprung to my mind right now when I seen the projected teams for the weekend is Bayern Munich's Thomas Müller, who, yeah, he's got a green score in the last game, I suppose. £6. Wow. Double decisive against Shakhtar, and in Harry Kane's absence, By the way, an in-season Muller, 24 quid, or a classic. The classic could work for me because I've got like a little classic thing anyway, so I'd get a little XP bonus, but maybe that in-season element. Willie84 is a friend of the channel here, but he's non-special edition compared to this thing. I might buy one of these Mullers. Shirt number 25. This would have been tempting, but it's number 26. That could be good. I don't know if I would need the Muller, but that much for this game week. But I do like the thought of another. I don't know. Muller's a funny one. Do we have the projections for Bayern in on this yet? No, they don't. So yeah, that's something I might wrestle with myself. Mike still seems to be cutting out, mate. You sure? Oh, Jesus. Yo, Quinny, I've got some market credits that will expire in 2 days. Can I get a gallery review and some suggestions of what to use the credits for? I'm looking for a player around the $10 mark. Maybe it's Thomas Muller, but I don't think primary market you'll get that kind of price for him. Okay, now I'm quite concerned about the mic thing. I'm going to make sure it's just stuck to the front of my face, and you guys can just tell me. Make sure I'm not... tell me if it continues to cut out and stuff. And okay, let's go build the request page because there's a few of you guys in nice and early. James Johnson was in first. Trying to develop into under 23 next with my gallery. James J123. Copy. May have killed myself with a 4-man lineup this week, which smashed if only I brought in another keeper. Let's have a wee look at that. Oh, is this it? It's essentially as a 4-man, isn't it? Oh, you've got this running there now. Has he came on or something? Or is there another one that's killed you? Simon. No, maybe not. Trafford. There should still be a 5-manner. Maybe you were worried that it was going to be a 4-manner, but Julian has started. Maybe you missed that. I don't know. Seems like you're doing good, buddy. But you're first up. We'll look at your under 23 strat. What's going on? What you got cooking? Stefan Rands, evening. Can I get a contender review, please? 5 to 6 of my teams are now D1, and I was lacking firepower to compete across multiple teams. Got some pieces in. Is there anything else you think I need? I know there's a break for some of the leagues too. Want to make sure I have the pieces for when they're all back. Nice. Stefan, don't think Kubo will play. Bugger. I've got him in a team. I hope he does play. So let's see that Kubo. Do you think Kubo's DNPing on you? Well, this team doesn't need him. Where is the Kubo team? Why do you think Kubo DNPs? Weather Dead, fist bump, good to see you. Guys, you need to give me a second, the kids are going mental. 2 seconds. Apologies, lads. Crampy, good to see you. XD Rye was coming in next, wasn't it? XD Rye. I have some market credits. Oh, yeah, that good chat. XD Rye. The budget squad with the firepower. Love to see that. Timbo, good to see you. Fist bump. And yeah, I think I caught up with the chat. Michael Pallet, fist bump. Thanks very much for the super chat. Can I get advice for over the Christmas period for the gallery review? Not a problem, my man. And Michael, you are Leeds. LUC, Leeds United. There you go. Awesome possum. Right, okay, cool. We've got our first 4 up. I've got the mic stuck to the front of my mouth, so if there is any more audio issues, please make sure to let me know. There's 30-40 of you guys on YouTube at the moment. If you could smash the like button, it means a lot. It really supports the channel. Michael for the super chat, thanks very much, mate. It really means a lot. If you're watching this on Twitter or X or Twitch, like, share, retweet, all that good stuff. Follow, subscribe, whatever it is you're meant to do on these platforms. I do my best to be on them, but I'm not on them, if you get me. So whatever you need to do on whatever platform you're on, do it. Right, James J, nice under 23 rig out we've got here, certainly. 112 limiteds, which is a nice haul, if I don't say so myself. Let's apply all of this. Awesome. So we've got 8 goalkeepers. We've got the Trafford. We've got the Lamans. We've got the Robin Roths. And we've got Julian Arregala, who we're expecting is going to lose his spot to Unai Simon imminently. So we're really looking at Trafford, top of the pile. Lamans not too far behind him. And Roths is kind of on par with Lamans here in terms of calibre. So we've got 3 functioning keepers, all in season as well. So if you did want to flip them into region, all the same region in fact, and you've got that nice little play here. I do think if you are like a serious under 23 player, like Trafford is the sort of goalkeeper you need. Lamans and Roths are fine. But yeah, it's something I think a lot of people, I was listening to Laird and Harry yesterday talk under 23s, and I think like if you are playing that division, the lack of a Trafford, the lack of a Trubin, the lack of a Restes, a Chevalier even under 23 anymore, but a lack of, there is 1 or 2 outlier keepers across your free lineups. If you don't have one of them, you need to be thinking about getting one of them, because the thing with the goalkeeper is they don't necessarily individually win the thing for you, but you need them to make sure that when the other guys go off, they're helping the cause, they're not holding you back. When we look at defence, you've got the Egan Riley, you've got the Flamengo. Oh, what a top order up here, by the way. Sergio Gomez has been a bit meh, hasn't he? Joaquin C's down the way. The rest of this list is a bit meh. But for free lineups, like you've got like 5, 6, 4 really good players there, maybe 7 depending on fitness and fixture and stuff. In midfield, double Jude, Tillman, Charles, Paxton, Camavinga, mid Kubo. And then this row here is fine. Yeah, so again, like for 3 teams, like really good. I don't know how exclusive the Judes are to this competition for you. I'll check your La Liga and your champ stuff in a moment, but when you also factor in Vinny Lamal, Bakayoko, Williams, forward line's a bit thin, I think, isn't it? Just gonna have a wee quick peek at La Liga. What do we have? 9 keepers and such. Yeah, so it's maybe a bit of an onus. I suppose you've got O23s that will cover you for that. And up front, in midfield, it's kind of harder to do with both Bellinghams religiously. So you need to let me know what you do with your Bellinghams, because that's a wee bit of a part of this. Because with Bellingham in the fold as like designated under 23, you've got like midfielders for days. So I need you to let me have a wee, or maybe I can just have a wee peek here for a second. Where is the Bellinghams? Under 23 and under 23. Yeah, so Captain Bellingham's the man. He's the flag bearer. That's cool. I like that. So in terms of like a review of your under 23s here, like I think in every category, including goalkeeper, you actually have more than enough firepower for me. I do think like Riley, Flamengo are like team 1 and 2 guys comfortably. De Kuyper has the numbers right now and generally is always a pretty handy under 23, especially defender. I'm a big fan of Kubarsi. C's and Gomez have shown in the past the scores they can do. But like there's no real double defence potential here, and sometimes under 23 that's the cheat code. Like if you put Egan, Riley and Flamengo in the one team, Team 2 and Team 3 are probably going to be just about fine, I suppose, actually. But you definitely lose something in Team 2 to 3. In midfield, like, yeah. Really happy with, again, like, you can have Jude single, you can have Jude as part of a double mid, and bring in like a Charles, a Tillman, an Aronson, or something like that. I think honestly, I think for 3 teams, it's really hard to ask for much more than what you've got. I do think the forwards, but if I was to add one card in, I would get another forward. Striking's been injured. Nico Williams has been, like, his numbers are fine here, aren't they? But he's not a peaky guy. Maybe I eat my words here, sorry. Maybe I'm thinking of his brother. He is a bit peakier, actually. I actually really like him. Yeah, maybe it's his brother I'm thinking of. And these 3 guys here are a wee bit non-entities, aren't they? This guy seems to be playing right enough, Max Dean, but... yeah, it's just... like, is he a Team 3 guy? Maybe I'm just on the border for that. He looks like a player from like the 1980s, doesn't he? Just got that pure basic haircut and a little simple look in his face. So yeah, I think another quality again is double forward, even something that's possible with this build. It's very threadbare, isn't it? So yeah, I think I would fancy a forward. Because again, if you know Yamal's not going to play, that really does hurt you. Do we have under 23? Yeah, we do. And position forward. Palmer's a dream pickup in this situation, isn't he? Saibari for... I don't know if it's the forward, it's the OP one, but it seems pretty cheat coded at the moment. Cherky isn't a bad buy either, by the way. But another player like this, that's a cool rookie, isn't it? Owen Sturton. Never heard of him, but that's a cool card. Ben Negren is getting cards. £6 for an in-season, by the way. Ben Negren. I know I'm not saying it right, but I like saying it the way I say it. That feels really good bang for buck, by the way. Now, the Danish thing maybe doesn't help you today, but for £6, that's definitely a buy and forget. This Mazza guy, it's the first time I've seen this card. I've actually seen this guy linked on my timeline. Wow, we can see why. He's actually doing some decent numbers, isn't he? He is 18 years old. Yeah, that's a good looking guy, Mazza. He would be fun. Bundesliga 2 calendar is also quite generous. £12 for an in-season. So you do have that flexibility to flip him in and out the regions if you wanted to or not. Even Amad Diallo at 21, that's really good bang for buck, man, for a guy that is 70 or nothing, isn't it? Or 70 or above or nothing. Let's see how it develops for him at Man United. But there's 3 or 4 guys there. Even Samu at the £20 level, I just always think that's very appealing. I know his L5 and all that isn't quite as popping as you would expect it to be, but I've won stuff before with Darwin Núñez at Benfica when his scores were... This is kind of Darwin Núñez Benfica, isn't it? Kind of, you know, like, can go a few he'll get 5 BCMs in 2 games or something, and then hat-trick, you know, or scores a goal off the bench after getting dropped or something, you know. So you can do alright with some of those guys. Barcola kind of falling out with the manager makes me want to stay away from that, even though he's a wee bit cheaper at the moment because his form's suppressed a bit. Ekitike for 16 isn't bad, by the way. A cheap man's Mamouche, a bit of a cheap man's Haaland as well. As far as under 23s go, he's probably a good comp for Erling Haaland. Mika Birif slaying it, I don't know. So yeah, could you get one of these guys in? I dare say if you Brian Heel for a £5, Jesus, I can't believe he's under 23. Even Gordon at 15, but again his season's not been the same. Not enough of those candlesticks coming through. This guy's been doing better. Thiago Tomas. Kvaradona. He is on the way up, isn't he? Although potentially injured. But hi Quinny, can you take a look at my champ in-season rare gallery? Look at Z8. Yeah, no problem. I'll add you into the list, buddy. I was out last night watching the Celtic game with the Axom guys. We had a live event thing at Barra's Art and Design, BAD as it's called, First time I've been there, it was a great. It was free as well, by the way, guys. So next time they do something like this, I highly recommend getting down to it if you can. Had a great time. I'm absolutely cream crackered. But I thought with the game being an early kickoff, I would have been home at a decent hour. But I still didn't get home till just after 10, so I missed the shop closing and no wee can of juice for my bed, you know. So just a funny one last night. I feel weirdly tired, although it was a bit of a tame day, as it were. Just sitting watching the football, sitting on stage like proper, like I don't know, Sky Sports overlap style, analysing the game with a big telly and all that. And we had Jackie McNamara, which is a former Celtic player, which was fun. Sorare AP, hi Quinny, can you check my gallery, see if there's any gaps in my under 23 in contender? Of course, mate. Sorare AP, what is it? Aiden PW, isn't it? Aiden PW, there you are, buddy. David Taylor, on another prediction site, Muller is down as 70% to play. Just catching up now, apologies if you've... Yeah, I was just kind of fleet of fancy for me. I think 70% from it play is kind of good. David, do you think that's bad? I think he surely should play, shouldn't he? Damian Downs, sorry, could be a low-key decent pickup with Lamperla out. Oh, is Lamperla out? Breaking news, guys. Let's have a look at this guy. Damian Downs. Damian Down. He's a American forward. Explains a few things there, doesn't it? Damian Downs. Can't even spell Damien. Damian. He's alright. I think instant buy's a bit punchy. Secondary market, yeah, if you can get him under the 20 quid mark. At rare, at limited, what we're looking at, yeah, like 3 quid. That's not a bad pickup at all. Great shout, Crampy. Love the contribution. Don't make sure, guys, wherever you're watching this, smash the like button, share, retweet, all that good stuff. But yeah, I think for you, James, that's the only thing. I would get another forward in. I think with the price of some of those guys, getting 2 of them in might not be out of the realms of possibility. He plays for Germany under 20s. Interesting. You know, when the Germans are taking players from other countries that they're going to be decent. Been scoring off the... Oh, so was that all that off the bench? Oh, so it is, by the way. So it is. And before he got benched, actually not too bad. Actually became a relatively important player there against Schalke, Magdeburg and Karlsruhe. So fair play to him. I like the boy Mazza a little bit better. I don't know if that's just I'm blinded by the Wonder Kid, taglines and all that. And Cologne have been a bit hard, haven't they? You know, but German Youth International has some good form coming in. Looks like a big, powerful lad as well. It's a great shout, mate. Great shout. But yeah, mid is built to kill. Good regional kind of cover. Depth is fine enough, I suppose. You kind of need like the Taylors, Timber, Sucic to maybe start coming into the fold, so they're still like team 3 options for you. But that's the level we're talking about. Team 1 and 2 thoroughly taken care of. And really, if you're looking at any of these guys for team 3, you're probably missing somebody. Probably Bellingham, you know. So maybe a wee bit of an insurance for that is maybe prudent, but I don't think it's an ultra thing. I would like to have a quick peek at one defender. Like, could you add in one defender into this? Because defenders could be like under 4 quid, quite easy for someone halfway, not too bad, you know. I wonder if anyone does pop out as a decent one. Like Kushinov here, like I sent Harry Trades a thing, from one of these Twitter scouts, and I had like ball playing centre backs, and I was like, mate, that top 5, I don't know any of them, and this was the guy who looked the best out of them. I've referenced a few of them on the channel actually over the last week or two. The guy at Wolfsburg, it seems like ever since I read that tweet, his name has been everywhere. The guy at Nantes, Zizi, and then there's another couple of guys that don't have cards or they've got an ACL injury or something like that. But 13 quid, that's a bit punchy for him, but powerful centre backs are worth the money in my experience, because their AA is there to be gotten. A lot of it's passing, a lot of it's physical success like duels or interceptions, you know. Wilfred Single, by the way, still under 23. He's £3. Could you bring in a Single for £3, mate? I think you could. I brought this guy in at rare. Apparently he's going to be doing this a bit more often, so take that with a pinch of salt, but I back it. Vuskovic isn't a bad bad play, because this is a guy that, wow. Tottenham needed a defender like this in the background, don't they, for when all their guys are injured. Maybe they take him in January and say, listen, we're actually just going to play you. They could use him, for when Romero or Van de Ven needs a rest. I know they've got Dragusin and Davies, but Vuskovic, maybe it's time to bring him back. Oh, by the way, somebody looked really good there I've never heard of. I'm just going to go back a page. Sorry, 2 seconds. Having a wee scratch at my Oakster. This Byram guy, one player of the month, I think. He's a decent wee cheapy guy. £3 again for him. But who was that guy bottom of the page? On page 1, far left. Look at this. £1.60. Oh, he plays for Rosenborg. They've just finished their season. But look at that form he finished with, by the way. Pretty meh all season long. I wonder what the change was. Is it a personal development? Is it a change of system? Any Rosenborg heads, feel free to educate me. Nah, I think it's a good shout, if I'm honest. Kane's still out, favoured over Theo. It'll be whether they play Musiala as false 9 or not. Fair. Love that pickup, Quinny. Yannick is a black hole. So, Jeremy, I think your statement on that kind of pushed me, because you said the black hole thing, and then I think I seen, was it before this Vallecano game you said it? Because you said that with it, you said your words made me buy him, because I was looking at their defence thinking surely one of them's got to be okay, and I just, from the little I've seen of Valencia, not one of them stood out to me. And when I looked at the scores, not one of them stood out to me, but then he did a bit of this. I can't remember if you first said that to me after the 86 or after the last game, but in any case, when I looked at this, was it this game? Yeah, 7 interceptions. When I seen that, I was like, 7 interceptions, fucking give me a bit of that. In this game here, 1 interception, all the duels are won, 4 tackles. Yeah, so this guy is just like front face defending. That's going to keep up. If he can keep smashing high counts on interceptions and or tackles, like that's very repeatable. Valencia don't concede much. Low scoring division and all that caper. So yeah, I just brought in a Maxim Esteve. He has a good 4. I think he was on this page or the next page maybe. Yeah, I think he was a page 2 guy, Esteve. Oh no, here he is here. Yeah, very high 4. Very high 4 indeed. Doesn't need a decisive to get into the good scores. Again, maybe a bit of a similar makeup perhaps. Yeah, 3 interceptions, 1 on this one. So yeah, that's a good guy. Championship utility as well, good calendar. Wow, that's a really like flory floor, isn't it? Fair play. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. So yeah, mate, I'd get 1 wee defender in, and I'd get a striker in, maybe 2, depends on your budget and stuff. I think you're very well built. Very well built. The last thing I would say is, like, the very last thing, the goalkeeper thing, I've kind of made a point of saying this earlier. Your backups are all cool, right? Like, Julian can play, Etienne Green might get in, Marrero is the next in line if Ramiro gets an injury. A rookie's always fun to have lying around. But is there an actual 4th goalkeeper that you could be looking at? So then you're not just, you've got these 3 keepers, you've maybe got a 4th one that then the worst one can be dropped out of the fold, and you actually have a little bit of competitive strength in your goalkeeper ranks rather than just 1, 2, 3, who's got the best fixture. This guy Risser has been the talk of the town, hasn't he? I blame Harry Trades. Yeah, I don't even know if any of these guys are really overly worth the pickup. Yeah, Chevalier is under 23 still. Like, yeah, I like Chevalier a lot. Some good backups here, but they're not going to help you today, so they're kind of really need them to get extra cheap, or maybe if you win them, you can just sit on them a bit. Trubin at 52 is the man I was looking at there, but Trubin 52, Restes 24, by the way. Restes, that's pretty good going. AA isn't really there for him, but he's like nailed number 1 at Toulouse, who love to sell players for lots of money. They'll keep him playing, make no mistake about it. But otherwise, yeah, I thought who was the other guy we just seen, sorry, Chevalier, 45, that's pretty good bang for buck as well. He's much much more battle hardened. I suppose he's not quite get the clean sheets recently compared to the rest is. But as you can see, like Chevalier is a keeper. Like he wins stuff. Hakimi is a cheat code in this game. Yeah. Yeah, as you can see that again. Philip Gollum, I have €400 in Sorare. Can you make me something? I really want to say yes to that, Philip. But we only do stuff on these streams with the channel members. So if you want to become a member, there's a button just below the YouTube video you're watching that says join. If you click on that, a season ticket for FC Barcelona and my Sorare club. It's £4 a month, £1 a week. We do 2 streams a week. Today we're doing the gallery reviews. Tomorrow we do your lineup building. We also have a Telegram group. Telegram is just like WhatsApp, where we're in there talking about football and Sorare and all that good stuff. And all the limiteds I give away to all the limiteds I win, I give away to the ticket holders, the FC Barcelona. So if you get involved in that, 1000%. If I get a wee bit curious what you've got lying around and whatever, I might have a wee peek for you, but I can't go that deep into it without. Certainly, I can't. Yeah, go full hog on it, buddy, without you having a membership. Emmanuel Adeboyega at Dundee United just started minting and looks like a dominant CB. Lots of new player mints that may not come up on the SD filter. Ooh, interesting. Let's look at this guy's scores. It's definitely a name I've heard around the old Scottish football circles in terms of highlight packages and stuff like that. Oh yeah. By the way. Does not have many minutes, does he? 19 minutes. Guys, I might bid on this. Leave me alone. Leave me alone on this one. So I've got a wee discount and stuff. What did the last one go for? 15. So let's turn that into... Six-digit code. Right, guys, leave me alone on this one. So I don't think I'll go for the Muller. This feels better than spending money on Muller anyway. $19 minutes. Let's hope we get that, by the way, because like you've just seen, I actually need an in-season SPFL defender that doesn't play for Celtic, and a little Irish guy that plays at Dundee United with Quinn Casino on his shirt, who might be a special edition we pull out. Feels fun. Goes well with Scales and McGrath as well. You know, we've got a wee bit of Irish SPFL card utility in the house. Jerm, thank you very much for the shout, by the way. Sorry, mate, not in chance now, but I will keep following you. Thanks very much, Philip. But by all means, Philip, feel free to hang into the show, because I'm sure we'll come up with plenty of suggestions, and you might just need to kind of reverse engineer what ones might be appropriate for you. But I like the shout. I like that a lot. Thanks very much, Jerm, helping me out tonight. Love it, mate. But yeah, I think we've quite well covered James there. I think he's got everything cooking, doing really well. Stefan, my man, where are you? Can I get a contender review? 5 or 6 teams are now D1, lacking firepower. Contender review. Awesome. Right, so let's have a peek. So we don't care about seasonality. That was one thing you said there. I know guys are off season and yada yada, but I want them in. I want the XP up. I want them ready to be locked and loaded. Captain's armband and everything into the squad when the time comes. So we take all that on board, of course. We've got a Casper. We've got a Butland. Right, let's... now, I don't want to include the J and the K in this, right? Because I just don't. So I'm going to go Bundy 2 downwards. Don't mind the Russians. They can be in this party. But we'll ignore the J and the K. When does Liga MX return? It is end of season, so we'll ignore that. Brazil's end of season, we'll ignore that. Super League. Peru. China. China's a great... Oh, China. Let's just have a little quick... Because China's going to be a great source of smashers that are going to be depressed in price right now. What is it we're looking at again, isn't it? Limited, league and competition, contender, Chinese Super League. Have we got under 23 still selected? No, we don't. Is this the only guy that's up for sale? It can't be right. Clear all filters. Limited. League and competition. Chinese Super League. Yeah, I've got a feeling that's under 23 that was also filtered against it. Vargas, who is at Oscar's team. Again, you need to double check who's still going to be there because some of that will be a bit dicey. But Vargas is at Oscar's team, who now do not have Oscar. So how much of a nerf does that have on this guy? I don't know. Is it maybe a boost for him? I wouldn't rule that out. Bruno Nazario was on flames for a while. He plays at a really bad team and is like the main guy there. Like, look at this. Look at that. So yeah, some of these guys, Wooly. Oh, by the way, Wooly has limiteds available. Maybe just get a Wooly while you can, because I mean, he plays in China, by the way. Look at that. Again, no Oscar, so like maybe there's a bit of a nerf to that. I think some of the China guys you could get really cheap, but you do need to kind of know who you're picking up. João Carlos Teixeira has renewed his deal, as far as I remember, so like he's fine for next year. But he's either 100 or 50, isn't he? It's kind of the way I had him anyway, so he's kind of safe-ish. I don't think there's any chance of him leaving. It's both the NYC guys, the MLS guys, whatever you want to call them. They've been kind of half fine. I like them. I like the China play in general. Some of these guys can be gotten really cheap, because one thing I learned really early on. Hell, Mika. Yeah, I've got a wee credit, so it makes that a wee bit easier for me to... Right, final bid. Maybe. Yay. Leave me alone, hell Mika. If you're a Dundee United fan, I've got a feeling you'll be back. But that doesn't seem that way. Ulsan badge, OG badge. On Discord, no Twitter. He isn't a smasher by all means, but for a couple of quid, looks tidy. Rob C. A player to keep an eye out for in contender is Lucas Search. Let's have a wee look at this guy. Lucas Search. Do we have a fresh tab? Let's just go get one. Kaiserslautern. Oh yeah. That's not bad, by the way. Oh, that's not bad at all. Very much one to look out for, mate. I make you right. But I do think the decisives of... Again, for a centre-back, why is he getting assists? Is he taking free kicks or some shit? But like, if he was doing these types of scores, like he had one game where there was like 40 all around, I'd be a bit more confident. But into the 20s, and maybe on one occasion he's pushed into the 30s. That's just above basic, or that's just about getting into like the good territory. And these decisives have really pushed him over the edge. Like, if you take these away, like, he's fine, isn't he? But this is only a 65. This is only a 56. So yeah, one to watch out for, mate. Great shout, great spot as well. So one to watch out for there, because that could be repeatable. He could be a new guy. Have I missed my gallery of Michael? No, son. You are like... so we're on Stefan's at the moment, then it's XD Rye, then it's you. Is MLS a good investment now? Connor Wesh. Yes and no. Like, if you can buy known quantities, guys that have just signed, guys that have like no danger of leaving because they've maybe just joined recently enough or something like that, then yeah, it's a good time to buy. A lot of guys will be on a dip if you're after classic cards. But not to build a whole strategy, because there's going to be so many more transfers and moving pieces. Don't fulfill a full thing, if that makes sense. Oh, I'll sidetrack on this a second, right? Do you know what rumour I seen today? Which is going to be absolute fire if it comes off. Jesus Ferreira to the Seattle Sounders. Tell me right now that is not fire waiting to happen. Jesus Ferreira hasn't been that guy for too long. Maybe so long that people have forgotten the firepower that this kid could have brought and was really linked to Europe. Like, I don't know if he was really linked to Europe, but people really thought he is going to go to Europe. He is so good, and he's been nowhere near any links or rumours or transfers or whatever. So moving up the food chain in MLS is the next best move for him, and going to Seattle like only makes him better. Could get a lot of set pieces as well. Would not rule that out. A rare for 30 quid is actually quite appealing to me. I'm not going to do it, but super rare at £100. If you're playing that end of the game, that's a great classic to get into. Even a unique there isn't too badly priced, but limited. So that's, if you play this region, Jesus Ferreira is a solid pickup. If that rumour materialises, you're home and hosed. If it doesn't, you've still got this guy. You know, not just this guy, but you've also got, could be this guy again, or maybe could be this guy a little bit, which isn't all that bad. Could be an SO5 disaster. Do you think so? Oh, sorry, Kai Wagner's been linked to. Yeah, I think that will be. I think what we've seen with Aiden Morris, Milan Van Uwijk, Sakamoto, is I think if these guys go somewhere that know how they play, they can be fine, but they're not going to have the same frequency of, you know, the way Wagner just does an L40, the way he does. That's not going to happen. You might get that in an L5 once or twice a season, but yeah, I'm with you. When does CSL start again? Good question, mate. I want to say like February or something like that, but you need to check it out, Tom. I'm sorry. Replacing Morris? Yeah, I don't know if he'd be replacing Morris more that they've not really had another striker since Rui Diaz. Might even argue even later than that, but if Rui Diaz hasn't been playing, they've then played like Morris up front. They've brought in Hebert last year, the year before last, to be like number 2 striker. The striker position has been kind of what's held Seattle back. They've not had a goal scorer. They've not had an Arrowhead. They've not had their Clint Dempsey, Obafemi Martins, their Rui Diaz. They've always had a talismanic striker when they've done well, and they've not. Rui Diaz, even though he's still been on it, has been 34 or whatever, you know. So I don't know if it's quite a replacement as such as long overdue business, is maybe how I would class it. And yeah, I'm sure he's actually replacing Rui Diaz. Of course, Jerm, you'll be following MLS a lot closer than I am these days. But like Rui Diaz has been needing replaced for a while. It's kind of what I'm dancing on here. All Black starts, David Taylor. Boom. Love to see that, mate. Surprised Celtic aren't interested in Wagner, mate. Same. Can't believe it. For the transfer value, it's right down our street. Right down our street. Saw a Seattle fan vlog and they weren't impressed with the Ferreira rumours as it takes a DP spot. Yeah, but like fans. So the thing with fan opinion in that case is two things. Number one, he's at a rival team kind of thing, so they've never root off. And MLS is a bit friendlier for this, right? So maybe that's not totally the point, but the main thing is, as Americans, these guys will be thinking about him levels wise and be thinking he's not going to get to those Rui Diaz levels. This guy is what's the word? Like a second choice type of thing. You know, you're getting. It's the same way as when you seen like Columbus Crew signing like Miguel Berry or Jassy Zardes going to Austin. You know, it will seem like one of those types of moves to them. You know, Kai Kamara going to another club, Sean Wright Phillips going to another. It will feel like that kind of thing where, it's an MLS guy. He's not really the level and whatever. So yeah, that's the way I kind of think of it like that. Still on the quick chat here of contender smashers for Stefan. Barco has been the printing machine, hasn't he? Limiteds, mate, at this price, like, just fucking do it. Like, just get one. In season at 30 quid, do it. Rares, do we have any? In seasons are punchy, aren't they? QTN, he knows what he's selling. Even the classics, I don't mind. I kind of need a Barco in my life, really. I should have I've got two shirts of Barco in here. I've got a River Plate shirt that says Barco on the back, and I've got an Atlanta shirt. I'm a big Barco fan. Had the super rare. I don't know how many rares I've had. I won a few as well. Is this one maybe mine, number 20? I don't know why that rings a bell for me. No, this isn't mine. But I love my Barcos. It was never amazing for me. It definitely helped me win a few bits and pieces here and there, but I definitely need a Barco back in. It's quite punchy where he's at there now. I hope people get a bit more desperate during this rushing off season, because it is formidable. But an in-season limited, mate, 30 quid. You'll get that back, no bother. Get him in. Get this XP is quite chunky as well, by the way. You'll lose. Yeah. You get 9% on him when he arrives at the club, so that's a decent take. Who do you have in midfield anyway? Wanizek, Triple McGregor, Cuisance. I'm sorry, but since I've bought Cuisance, I'm sorry. Me and Cuisance just have that relationship, sadly. Whenever he's in my gallery, L5 or 46, you know. Lennon Miller, good prospect. Double Rakitic, McGrath. A lot of good studs here. I think Barco's a big difference to this. I think Shaqiri's a big difference as well. What is a Shaqiri ringing at the moment? Fiver. Classic. No, there is in seasons 11. That's pretty bloody good as well, by the way. By the way, an in-season rare at 60. It's no far off a Barco, is he? He's just not had the same stretch that Barco's had, you know, in terms of regularity. But Swiss Oscar is what I've been saying he'll be. You know, 60 quid in season feels good. Berardi, of course, is the kind of the guy up front, isn't he? But he's maybe got a wee bit of January jeopardy. The rares have really moved in price. Doubled since I got mine. And limiteds aren't cheap either, because the forward category is like the difference maker, because there's a lot of these mids that smash, from the Wanizeks all the way up to the Barcos. You'll lose in season come Feb, will he? Interesting. And is that does he? Rob C, me and you. Cuisance hasn't scored a green since I bought him. When I bought him, he had nothing but greens. Yeah, well, Rob, me and you have went in there together and ruined Cuisance's form. So we've got to do our penance for it and maybe say a prayer or something. Barcomania, do you read chat messages? Yeah, I do. Sorry, did I miss you? Let me scroll back. Oh, sorry, I see you here. Can you review my account? Barcomania, no problem at all, buddy. But you need to have your FC Barcelona season ticket for the 24-25 season. It's £1 a week, £4 a month. All you need to do is click the join button. It's just below the video. There's also a message pinned into the live chat as well. There's two options to donate to the channel. There's no perks for the donations, of course, but if you pick up the season ticket, we do gallery reviews every week. Today we're doing it on a Wednesday. Normally we do it Monday or Tuesday. We do lineup builders on a Thursday, which is tomorrow. I give away all my limiteds to the season ticket holders, and we've got a Telegram group. Telegram is just like WhatsApp if you ever use that, and me and all the other members are in there, just sharing DNP woes and some of these tips and whatever as well. So yeah, get involved with a season ticket, buddy, and we can do it, no problem. To be fair, you could probably get better striker DPs, but you know what you're getting. Yeah, yeah. They could they could go and get a pick. They could go and level guy pants. I'm just saying Galaxy guys, sorry. They could go and do that, another Rui Diaz, but I think you've put it quite well there, Charlie. I think that's the thing the fans will be like, oh, Jesus Ferreira. But we know, actually, that could work out very well stylistically, and he could really add something to them. So I think it's good squad management by the Sounders, although the fans might disagree. And nobody will be proven right until we see him on the pitch and see what he actually does, Jesus on Seattle as a potential MVP. Yeah, I totally agree, Jim. Yeah, he could just be the set-piece machine, the guy up front that puts the chances away. Seattle have really missed it. I'm with you there. They are underwhelmed, Red or Dead, yeah. Barco is a must. Only worry is in seasons drop off. Okay, so is that the same with Barco as well? Interesting. I think Berardi will want to stay, get them back up. And I know you say that, Rob, but he's already lived that life. He got them up. He might have been relegated and got them up as well. He might have already done that also. But he is, like you say, he's Mr. Sassuolo. He's been there forever. I was going to have a look at him. And he wanted out in the summer. He was injured, so no one really came for him. But he's after his payday. You know, he's getting every lira, every euro that Sassuolo can pay a man. And it's not enough for him. He wants more liras. So he took them up. He was probably a part of the catalyst that got them into Serie A in his debut season here, 2012, 2013. And this guy's just a solid Serie A guy, isn't he? Like, proper good. And then back to Serie B. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe he's going to go for it again. Can we look at this? I wonder if they actually won the league on this season. If we click on this, we get the right season. Love flash scores for stuff like this. They did win the league, so they've already won Serie B. Will they try and win Serie B again? I don't know. I think if a big offer comes in, but I did read, so when I bought my card, I was doing a little bit of Berardi scouting, as it were, to see what the script was. And he wants €2 million a year. I'm sure that's what it was. Maybe it was 4 million. But he wants 2 or 4 million a year. And that's not a bad wage for somebody like this at the main club that was interested, because you know what it's like on the internet. Besiktas, you know, some guys like that Champions League, high-end Europa League winners in a different, you know, league, not Italy, can pay that, no problem, you know. Juve did own half of him for a while back. Interesting. I thought he was going to go to Juve. That's why I bought my first Berardi. And then when he didn't, I thought, he's not. I didn't even think he'd play Serie B. I thought he'd come back from injury, maybe phone it in a bit, and then get a transfer. But he's been killing it. I only know that because of FM. Yeah, Football Manager teaches you lots of cool stuff like that, you know. Debating to go classic champ, really, but needs some guidance on to be competitive. Yeah, we got him. Adeg Boyega, love that. Thanks very much, Jerm, for the shout. We've got an in-season defender now. Buzzing. Well, we open this for some fun. And we'll get back to Stefan and the Contender Smashers. Maybe this guy is going to be one of them, by the way. Big fan of a chart like this at a team at Dundee. Do you remember when the SPFL first came on and Paul McGinn was like a duel monster? He was winning like 20 duels a game and stuff like that. He's got 3 tackles won, 10 duels won. I knew it was going to be like that. 10 duels won, 1 lost. Hopefully it gets the same Opta scorer every week. Is kind of what you think with these guys. Outfielder block is fun. Jules one is a bit neater there, but he's got the interception, so that balances out. But yeah, let's open this up. Let's hope we get a wee special. Ball basic. It's still cool, but makes his eyes look like, you know what I mean, a superhero movie when someone's just unlocked their powers. That's what he looks like now. Like the boys, or I can't remember what other ones it would be, but he's got those eyes when he's just unlocked his superpowers and he's like, you want to fuck with me? To the bad guy, you know. Oh, this is going to hurt. All those cheesy lines. Would you call Lenny Miller a smasher? Big fan of his. Surely he gets the... I don't know if he's quite in smasher territory, is he? But he takes all the sets. Set up Tony Watt at the weekend as well. Well done, Tony, if you're listening. Buzzing for you, my man. And like, yeah, so like 20 all around is kind of on the cards for him very often. What stops him being a smasher is how lacking in goals Motherwell are. If Motherwell starts scoring a few more, like, he will look like Wanizek or Shaqiri or some shit quite quickly, because the AA is there for all the set pieces he takes and his on ball contribution, so he's not quite a smasher. And if we look at Stefan quickly, so we've just had a glance at this. Goalkeeper wise, you've got the main guys. I don't think there's a smasher that you don't have. I like Balcombe a lot. I do recommend Balcombe. He just loves a decisive. There's some keepers in the game that just get decisives that are not clean sheets, and Balcombe is one of them. You've definitely got, yeah, like the only thing you've been missing defence wise is Tavernier, but I think that's a bit dicey these days anyway, so it's maybe well advised to not worry about that too much. But you've got 2 Vickers, 2 Trustees, 2 Scales, 2 Johnsons, 1 Muhim, a Suter, Taylor. I think defence is quite okay. I think the guy that does look to be the smasher, but that I've only started noticing on charts in the last week or so, or the last month or so, I should say, I beg your pardon, is this kid. LDU Dequito have just about finished their season, but this will be an in-season card. Interesting. But yeah, can't play him anymore. Under 23 as well, so it comes with a bit of a premium, but they're going off season. Maybe he doesn't come back as good or something. I don't know. It's just he's but he's somebody to keep an eye on, certainly, I think, because if he can just be a wee smashing defender, it's always good to pull one of them out the back pocket in the right time. So yeah, mids, we've got the Wanizek, we've got Triple McGregor, I think you've got good quality here, but yeah, the guys you're missing is Shaqiri Barco, you've got Wanizek. Is there another mid? Oh, like maybe a Julian Green type or something like that. I'm trying to think who else there is. But mid is a bit shit. And you've got double Berardi. I'm a fucking tool. We've got two Kuhns. Double Idas, double Furuhashis and stuff like that. Yeah, I think like Berardi and Kuhn are like the forwards you want in this region. There's maybe space for a Rangers forward if they keep up the form they're in, like a Czerny. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Ramirez plays forward, I think. That's so cheat code. Isaac Bergman Johansson. Germ's coming out with all the fire today. Germ is coming out with all the fire today. Oh, a wee Icelandic kid. That's fun. £8 for a limited. Yeah, that's fun. Rare's not too bad either if you're going for that. But at limited level, yeah, like a Dusseldorf guys. He maybe replaced Tanaka. International utility as well. A little bit of it. This is a fun card. Germ, good eye, mate. Very good eye, Germ. Yeah, he's getting caps. That's so much fun, by the way. He's not too half bad. I'm trying to scroll back to see if he played alongside Tanaka. It looks like he probably did. Maybe to a lesser extent, but the Icelandic Jackson Irvine, maybe. I like that. It's a really good shout. Ramirez, sorry, that's why he scores like he does. Czerny is more valuable if Tav doesn't play. Replaces his sets. Interesting. Budget Bischoff. He's on all the sets. Big words here. Budget Bischoff. His Iceland scores bring his scores down over the last couple of games. Yeah, his L5 average and stuff. That's a great shout, by the way, in midfield, guys. I love that one. That's a very good one. And yeah, forward, like, without buying another Berardi and another Kuhn, I think you've got all the weapons here you would possibly want. I don't know if I'm selling anyone short. I do. Oh no, I'll tell you who I do think we're selling short on. That is Fitz. I think Fitzy. You maybe put Lavaya into the Hadjic guy. Lavaya. As I say it. I think Fitzy. I know he's injured now, and Austria's about to go on a break. Or is he back from injury? He is. Yeah, they're on break now, so he'll be really cheap. But I think Fitzy is, like, he is in that category. It's just not the best situation in Austria, you know. They had a really good run of fixtures in this period. I don't know if that then paints them into a false kind of situation. Let's have a wee peek at it. Because we knew he had good games coming up. He ripped. He done so good. They're second, right? They're second at the moment, which is good. You know, you want a team that's second rather than second bottom, of course. Fabian Rees, yes, that's a great shout. We'll pull him up in a second. So they come back to league action, end of Feb, play Graz away, home to Rapid, home to Salzburg, and then 3 good games. Away to Grazer, home to Klagenfurt, and away to Tyrol. So 3 good games here after 3 bad games, and then it's the split. And they'll be playing Salzburg, Rapid, Sturm Graz. Those 3 bad games they just had, they're going to have those teams again. Plus, probably Wolfsberger and maybe somebody like Alaska Linz or something like that. So he's not actually got that many primo games left, maybe like 5 or 6. So I don't know if Fitz will be full Fitz. What does he look like if he's got a tougher period? Yeah, it might be a bit more like this, you know, where you get a 36, 55, 92, 70, 55, you know. You might get a wee L5 or like that out of him once or twice rather than like that type of thing. But just returned from injury and limited minutes as well. Yeah, how many minutes did he get here? 90. Fair enough. Fabian Reese is probably who you're talking about when you say that. Sorry. Is he coming back for Mazza then? Is that why Mazza got in the team, maybe? Oh yeah, you're very much right there. 29 minutes, 11 all around. Bring it on. And yeah, he does have the track record to be that guy. He's a forward as well. Fabian Reese, that's a big one. Formerly of Holstein Kiel, currently at Hertha. Hertha have got a bit of a squad, don't they? Some great shouts there, Stefan. And I think like you do, like if you've got 3 team 1s, I think like team 2 and team 3, you're making concessions or you're trying to weigh up fixtures, whereas some of these guys are a little bit less fixture reliant and stuff like that. But Engels could quite easily become a guy for you again. 2 of him makes a big difference. Hitate, I don't know, McKeown, Bernardo. Some of these guys were halfway decent on top of the outstandings. Who we've got here, but you've got two to a man everywhere, mate. You're doing really well. Really well. I really like the strategy here, and I think like we've kind of covered. Is there anyone else like off-season times that is worth the pickup? I'm not so sure. I guess we'll come back to this one if an hour one comes to me, but I think the Fitz was definitely one that was a good inclusion at the end there. But the chat brought some fire there for you, buddy. That was a good one. XD Rye, what are we up to? XD Rye. I have some market credits that expire in 2 days. Can I get a gallery review and get some suggestions in what to use the credits? I'm looking for a player around the $10 mark. Awesome. So, limited. Let's see. I think I want us to get a goalkeeper, but £10. Don't know if that's good bang for buck. Let's see. So we've got the Ronald, we've got the Flecken. Well, it feels like we've got another card here, but no, we don't. Same guys as usual. That's fine. In midfield, Alcaraz and I think they've been there for a while, haven't they? But we just never see them on the filter because we normally go into Champ or whatever. Okay, so still the exact same squad. Interesting. So I think like a midfielder and a goalkeeper is kind of what you need the most, XD9. So I'll have a wee peek at goalkeepers. Actually, no. Let's look at mids because we've got 2 keepers. We're in a really good spot at the moment. Yeah, let's focus on mids because we actually need like Partey let us down with a random DNP, and often team 1 for you is, you know, I don't need to tell you this, it's more for the audience, but team 1 is mainly being a Miri Grifo double mid. Kane or Lukaku up front, who obviously Kane's now injured, so it's now going to be Lukaku, and then Larson in team 2 probably. But that team 2 mid has been difficult to really be confident with. Team 2 defence has worked out okay because if you go middle stat, single defender, you've then got all these guys to choose from, and that can work out. But we very much need a midfielder. No two ways about it. And we're focusing on the champ region. We've got credits, and you're after, do we want $10 net? Or do we want, like, could we get Andre Santos as an example? XD Rye, let me know. Or do we need to maybe £10 because of the balance and then what the credit will do? Let me know. I need to know what we're thinking. If it's flat out a guy, it's a tenner. I'll find that, of course. But in case we have latitude to get an £18, like Golovin, £8. He's staying fit. I don't want to jinx it. He's been fit for a while. Golovin does it, man. So I like Golovin. If it is specifically 10 or and under. If we can get Baena's not bad either, by the way, at 11. I know he's not really been as high as people thought he was going to be, but he's still the same guy. Villarreal should be on the bit of a way up. Angelo Stiller isn't bad either, but he's just a bit too infrequent. Decent team 3 guy, more than a team 2 guy is maybe a good way of putting it. I'm keeping my eyes open for the chat, so I want to see if XD can give us another bit of intel. Tijani Reinders is on it now, isn't he? Yeah, don't think anyone on that page was that good. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys, of course, no matter where you're watching this. Enzo Milo, bang on a tenner. He would kind of complement your middle stat ever so slightly, but his scores have been... Yeah, he's not worth it. Better bang for buck so far we've already seen. Even Kang is better bang for buck, but he's a nightmare to predict. I mean, I can spend 20 and use credits to get a $5 discount. Okay, so... Okay. So I think... So is the so what I'm trying to... Maybe this is a better way of me of asking, right? So you can help clue me in. Cash plus discount combined value. What is the most expensive player we can buy with cash and discount together? Like if we have £5 discount and £20, I would say 25. To be fair, Charles is my go-to. Shea Charles, he's looking pretty good these days, isn't he? No, you can't use them on manager sales. Sorry, I'm just kind of itemising people here. Maybe, yeah, I suppose. Who did we say was in that? Oh, crap, I forgot who it was. Let's just look at this page. Oh yeah, Andre Santos is a wee bit above it. Højbjerg in season, €20. Højbjerg in season could be a really good one. Tom Bischoff is there at 24. Akliush is okay. Dwayne Felix Nemeka if he was going to stay in the team, but that's not a guarantee, so I would watch that. I think he's a wee bit overpriced at the moment. Let me see. I'd say $10 cash, 5 discount. Love it, mate. Awesome. So the ceiling is 15. Let's see. Timbo, enjoy your food, buddy. I'll see you when you get back. So top ceiling we're looking at. Yeah, I think whoever it was. Look at Tielemans. He's kind of ticking on quite nice again, isn't he? Alex Baena, a wee bit out of reach here. Who was the other one we just seen? Oh, I might go back to the managers tab just so I can find who it was, but there was somebody really decent in that kind of range that we're looking for. We'll have a wee peek at the auction house as well, because that's you'll probably get a wee bit better bang for buck in the auction house than instant buy if auctions are available. Bruno G is a good player, right on the bubble. He's not having the best time right enough right now. Hard to buy into a guy that's not on the ascendancy. Golovin, that's who we're looking at. Golovin we can get very easily. When you find Højbjerg, I wonder where Højbjerg is. I think he might be a little bit out of reach. Cassidy, by the way, is about to join Monza on loan. Another one, guys. I told you at the beginning of the season, the Chelsea collection was a collection to get, and it's starting to you know, cross-pollinate now. Cassidy leaves, one or two other guys go out. There's Chavin Kunku going to PSG, you know. Danny Olmo's just a wee bit out of reach. Højbjerg, yeah, I think he's a wee bit out of reach. Yeah, I really like Golovin. Golovin's my favourite right now. Curtis Jones, Grifo, João Gonçalves, we already have a Grifo. Honestly, if the option's open, I'd say max 20. Okay, cool. So you could maybe get an R5 at it if it was someone wildly like, wow, can't believe that. Yeah, I'm with you. Maybe like Højbjerg. Højbjerg might be that guy where you spend the extra $5. Wow, Teji, £1. I'd probably buy Teji and Golovin, but I think then what I worry about that is that you don't have anything else in France, do we? But it is a champ play for the most part. You do have your Bundesliga kind of core here. But without Kane, the Bundesliga thing's kind of off, so we're a bit more champy now. So I don't mind it being a champ-based play, because then when Kane returns, that'll then kind of turn into two teams quite easily. Damsgaard at £8 is a great shout. I still can't believe I bought a limited Renato Vega for £2.73 and got an animated version, and then I missed. Wow, Liam, well done, mate. Love that. Buying a collection card and it pays off 3 times over. Love that. But no, I think Teji and Golovin would be shrewd. Teji's so cheap. Anyone else? Let's have a look at auctions. Let's see if there's a wee sneaky auction we can snipe. And let's look at Champ. Let's see who's on auction. Could maybe try and get after the Soboslai, but he's not been that good. I'd throw all my eggs in the one basket. Interesting. Baena auction is at 13. His instant buy is cheaper than that. Isn't it? Or maybe it's not. We'll check it in a minute. I don't want to leave the page because sometimes it doesn't remember the search history and it's or the search filters and it's a bit of a nightmare. Moriba coming into a bit of a game, by the way. This is a wee side note. Who else is looking decent that's in the auction house? Chukwuemeka on the verge of going to AC Milan. Could be amazing. Could be. Frankie de Jong. That could be not bad, but he's just not reliable these days, is he, sadly? So that's a tough one. Let's see. It's a wee bit off-putting just with the names like that. I'm used to looking at cards in the market and stuff. And I like the packets. The packets are cool in that, but for this type of purpose, it's not that easy to scan through. I think we missed our chance to get a De Bruyne on injury discount. It feels like that's kind of gone now. There's not actually that big of an auction list here. We've only got 3 pages. So not too hard to get across it and see who's actually been getting dished out or who we could actually pick up. Yeah. Andre Santos. Yeah, I like those instant buys. As a goalkeeper, you have Luis Junior from Villarreal for less than €12, and he will be a starter for the next 2 months. Not a bad one. Damsgaard been benched a bit lately? I don't think so. Let's look at that. Maybe Damsgaard would be better. Should you have a wee bit of Prem presence? And what are we doing? Instant buy at £9. He's got cards for years, man, doesn't he? Jesus. Yeah, Damsgaard's not bad, but I'm always just worried about these guys at teams like Brentford that they just stop doing it. You know, like the scores just disappear. So I'm nervous with guys like that personally. I really like Golovin. I like Baena. I like Golovin and Teji is like a double up play. But look at Baena again, because that auction at 13 feels like we've seen an instant buy that was cheaper. No, instant buy. Yeah, instant buy. You could get it with discount, I think, couldn't you? No, you couldn't. Be a wee bit out, you. But you may be able to get it on auction, yeah. So maybe Baena on auction is a shout, because you do have... Do you have some defence in La Liga or something like that? Yeah, the Yuri. That's what it was, yeah. But I'm quite stuck on the French guys. I like Golovin. I like Teji. Some great suggestions from you guys as well. But you need a mid that can smash, because you're building a team of that calibre, mate. And I think... Let me just minimise those 2 guys. Yeah, another 2 in here 5 mids for 2 teams, sweet. Any doubt around Party, any doubt around Teji, you've got a wee bit of rotation there. Maybe you've got double mid in one team, maybe you play double defence in the other anyway, so it's less pressure and you're then picking the best of the best. So yeah, the only thing that kind of slows me down with that is just a wee bit of the synergy thing, you know. But I think for your champ players, for the most part, you're going to be able to play them all together. There's not really any sections of the season where, especially with your best cards, Kane and Lukaku, like they go on a bit of a break, don't they, together? Yeah, I think that's the sort of thing I'd be looking at. Golov and Teji. Don't think there's any other auctions to be exploited there. And not many more of the instant buys looked that appealing. Moreno, Jerry Moreno, the striker. I was saying Baena on auction. But Jerry Moreno, if you do have any change, it's pretty cheap, isn't it? Instant buy as well. Baena, yeah, Baena on auction. You could maybe, but Baena on auction would take your whole budget, what you've given me there. Whereas on instant buy, Teji and Golovin, easy. And you may have a bit of change then, where you could buy Moreno. If you wanted to do that, I don't know. Can you play with one classic card? This is a champ region. That's a great shout, Jalkin Calvez. But we can't do classics. We're trying to use market credit, so we need to buy instant buy or auction for this one. But great suggestions, mate. Great involvement. So yeah, for your budget and your market credits, I think I'd go Teji, Golovin, maybe Moreno as well if you've got change. Freudian slip, it was a belter, mate. It walked us into cheap instant buy here for Jerry. So, and again, like, he's not going to cover Kane, but it's now, it wouldn't then just be Strand Larson you have. You've then got an option. Is Moreno in to start? Is it a good game? Is Larson on to start? Is that a good game? So that could be like mad optimal. You might need to get a couple of quid against it. So I don't know how the deposit will work. The discount will work for you, but 2 mids and a forward in that budget, really, you get 7 defenders at the moment, and we've spoke about the defence already enough times, not today specifically, but you've got 2 teams of defence here, easy. The mid does just about squeeze over 2 teams, but with Kane out of here now, there's a bit more forward pressure, so that Moreno would help a lot. There's maybe somebody else you could find other than Moreno that's around the £3 mark, but he feels very good for £3. Ben Seger, again, if you any Monaco guys you can get, there's not a bad Monaco player SO5 wise at the moment, is there? So I can dig it. Any Monaco player you can bring in. Golovin at under a tenner feels like the one, but since you need a midfielder. Ben Seger's a forward, isn't he? Oh, Ben Seger's a mid. He's on auction for £8. 6 minutes to go. Is there an instant buy to compare against? 13. Do we like Ben Seger better than Golovin? I'm going to say no. Golovin's just got sets and stuff like that, you know. Right, Leeds United. That was our super chat, wasn't it, from Michael? Thanks very much, mate. Can I get advice for over the Christmas period? Gallery review, please. Yeah, of course, my man. So, can we do this on lineup builder now? I think we can, can't we? So, let's just jump. What was the exact thing? Over the Christmas period, right? So, let's just look at this game week right here. Let's see what we're cooking with. We've got full prem lots. Is there let's look at training just to see everything that's here. Wow, still a bit of Belgium in this game week. That's weird. I didn't think Belgium played through Christmas. A wee bit of Championship. A wee bit of Scotland, mainly Prem. Cool. So let's see Prem in season. We've got, I'm going to say Foster. I'm just going to lay these out, right, as like quality plays rather than the actual game week that we're looking at. And you can play classic, but is there a... maybe something like that? Dubravka doesn't play. Classic Sales, Classic Leno, Fabianski. The Wolves guys are dodgy. Let's just say you know who's going to play and you pick one of them. Then get Kilman. Decent mids to pick from here. Let's just say Joelinton. Let's say Bowen. And then we can play classic if we want, but who would the fifth man be? Or maybe, yeah, like João Gomez perhaps. Sarabia lives a decisive. King Carlos, let's put him in there. And in the third team, can I play that goalkeeper? Because we're assuming the other one plays. Let's imagine we went for classic Leno. Let's just say I like Leno better than Sales. We've got Aiton Uri, we've got Shar. Yeah, so your midfield at team 3. Your forwards are fine. I think you could play, yeah, really any combos of these. And an extra spot, yeah, you could probably go double forward, I suppose. So yeah, mate, I think for Prem over the festive, let's just put Hudson-Odoi and Chris Wood. And then midfield, most likely to start is João Gomez. I think Idrissa Gana Gueye maybe as well, but let's go with Gomez. Catch up with the chat again. Sorry, Simplex, good to see you. Lennox 007, fist bump, good to see you. The thing that worries me about the Christmas period is the rotation. Yeah. He is more of a forward in real life. João, you're spot on there on the Ben Seger. I'm surprised he's a midfielder card. I was actually thinking this the other day, right? But I think I've got 4 James Forrests, and they're all midfielder cards. See one James Forrest card that's a forward, I would love it just for my last team, because you know you'll play at least a bit, and you can get jammy with the decisives and the AA versus some of the other forwards. Ben Seger might be the next Forrest, pardon the expression. But yeah, so I don't know, mate. I think like you've got a solid squad, right? But what's missing? Like, you kind of need to be agile on fixtures. Great point from Rob C3107 in the chat, of course, that some rotation might actually help you out if you can have like full strength teams going in. Like, you know, all 5 guys will start and have decent enough fixtures. But like, really, out of all 3 of those lineups, maybe the first lineup is exempt from this, right? But who's the captains? Maybe team 1, like Jedi could be a captain. Eze has captain potential, but he's not really been on form, and Cunha's been my captain enough this year, so I can't say anything bad about him in that way. But outside of that, there's not a real bunch of 80 pluses here. Let's have a look at, you had a little bit of, yeah, contender. We've got the Duan in season. We've got a bit of an Aberdeen thing on the go. I just say Aberdeen and Lennon Miller. That feels fun. Yeah. Now I think with this, I would probably, Mitov is out for a while. I'd maybe try and get another Ross Duhan and just play 2 of these lineups. Then you can cover like some of the defence or some of the mid a bit differently. But I'd get a second keeper in this if you can for a nominal price. And you had something else. Oh yeah, a wee bit of Belgium was on the go in this gallery, wasn't it? This could be a fun exploit, by the way. Plenty of keepers in season classics, a decent enough spread. And defence, yeah, good in season defence. Mid is okay. Okay, so it depends what you want to lean into, Michael. But I think like your Premier League stuff needs like an actual upgrader, you know, an actual card or 2 that makes a significant difference. We're talking about the Brunos, we're talking about the top end players, the smash pieces, you know, Liverpool players, forwards or defenders, take your pick. a Bruno, a De Bruyne if he returns. I'm sure he will to full power. An Odegaard, maybe a Rice. Don't really know how Rice has been scoring this year, actually, to be honest. But that's what this needs. The contender could be very, like, you could have a good amount of competitive strength in contender of that Aberdeen stack with a second keeper and like maybe a little bit round off an edge, maybe bring in one more non-Aberdeen card. Like, you have that classic Lennon Miller, which is fun, but maybe like, I don't know, a classic Celtic or Rangers player. And our goalkeeper, you have two strong lineups in that very quickly. And then the challenger one, like, you have so much here. But the classic in-season divide is a bit of a tricky puzzle to... That Signs is cool. Hanen. Zorgan. Smets. Eiling. Koke. Sadiq. I think this is kind of in the same position as your champ one, where you've got the squad, you've got the numbers, you've got the calibre, the quality. But I don't see the talisman. So I think, like, what's the quickest route to go? Which one of these could be the most successful the quickest over the festive period? I think Prem could be like good for galleries like this, where like there is the crazy rotation, there is the unexpected results, that kind of thing. So I'd maybe be looking at Prem budget buys, like good budget buys, Now, like, so I'm saying budget buys, right? But what the gallery actually needs is, like I mentioned already, the Brunos of this world. Is there a kind of a Venn diagram of both things that we need somehow? Budget guy that can smash. Look, Curtis Jones, somebody mentioned him earlier. Not a bad price. Not quite what we're after, but not far off it must be said. João Pedro for 18. He's just kind of another Quinny, I suppose, isn't he? But that's not a bad thing. Bruno's a lot cheaper than I thought he was. Mazraoui would be great as well. I think he's going to do really well under Amarim. Trent is quite affordable as well right now. Again, I guess these guys have just been kind of overbought by bigger accounts already. So when this season comes out, like, maybe there's less of that market desire for the multiple copies. The multiple copies have already been bought. They just need their in-season versions. And that's the end of it. But yeah, like Morgan Rogers, £9. Son at 35. Feels pretty damn cheap. Kulusevski for half of his price doesn't feel bad either, by the way. Kulusevski, pound for pound on Son. I think I take Kulusevski at the moment. I know the Sweden thing maybe skews that actually, but maybe still Son is the better play actually. But Bruno at 60, if you can afford that, makes a big difference. Enzo Fernandez on 41 isn't bad either. De Bruyne, yeah, De Bruyne is the play. Like, could you get a De Bruyne in, mate? Still on injury discount. Almost half the price of a Bruno. I wonder what a rare De Bruyne looks like these days. I've wanted a De Bruyne for so long. I actually kind of gave up on it. He's not even on my wee shopping list. It's still a bit much to stomach, isn't it? With 33. He's back from injury. Might move to MLS. Oh, wow. Yeah, Amarim leaving Sporting has definitely made some sort of vacuum over there, hasn't it? So, yeah, I mean, I think unlimited De Bruyne, like, certainly for this season, in season, like, Man City need to start winning games again, and he's got a lot of games to make up for in terms of being missed through injury. Like, he makes a big difference. And we've had De Bruyne in here, like, if we go back to this team here, De Bruyne goes into team 1. You can play him with Gundo if you want. that makes a big impact down the pecking order, as it were. I think that's a good get. But yeah, let me know what you think in terms of those regions. Anyone that you want to prioritise over the other ones? Like, I've kind of touched on all three there for you. But let me know your thoughts and feelings on that, Michael. We can come back to it, of course, if you're not ready on the keyboard now. De Bruyne makes sense for his gallery, as it seems that he will go to MLS soon. Yeah, so you've got that challenger utility in the future. I think Just Simplex is maybe making a bit of a joke there, but... And yeah, Rob C, there is always the risk of postponements over the Christmas period, you're right. Yo, Quinny, can you take a look at mine, pal, if you've got the time? Thanks. I started to move into Sporting and PSV like everyone else. Cameron M, let's add you on, buddy. You'll be the last one that we'll tackle tonight. Unless we get any new members. Always give new members a bit of first night priority, as it were. Michael, yes, you have. We just did it. You'll need to rewind, buddy. I was asking you some questions on it. I didn't realise you weren't here with us anymore. Have a wee skip back, Michael. Listen to the gallery review and then update me. And then we can pick up where we've left off, buddy. Thinking of going into Champ again with a £100 budget to see what I can pick up. Just to give something. Think of going into Champ again with a £100 budget. See what I can pick up. Just to give something in that as well. Well, we've kind of been scanning through Champ all night, buddy. You've not got your season tickets. It makes it really hard for me to really crack this open and get stuck into it with you. The season ticket's £1 a week, £4 a month. You can click the join button just below the screen or the pinned comment in the live chat. There is two options to become a member that are called donations. There's no perks with the donations, so if you do want me to do this stuff, like get your season book, it'll pop up in the live chat. I'll see you've done it. We'll do it right away, buddy. But we've kind of touched on some of this anyway, so if you don't want to become a member, hang about, hit the like button, get into the chat, support the channel, and maybe we can teach a man to fish kind of thing, you know, vicariously through other people's reviews and whatnots. Golovin and Teddy acquired. XD Ryan, love to hear it. Love to hear it. So let's look at this, right, real quickly. We'll get on to the next one. Teddy and Golovin. Well done, by the way. And on budget, is there money for a Moreno? Oh, Simplex for you after lineups tomorrow, mate. Tomorrow. I know this is late. We normally do this show on a Monday or a Tuesday if we're really pressed, but the weeks went, had Celtic Champions League action last night, so I thought we'll go Wednesday. Why not? But that's brilliant because it'll be easy for everyone else to kind of see what we're talking about here. But if we look at Champ, we're obviously missing Kane, so we're going Champ in season. Into Div 2, we take the Rono. He's in. No, they're both classic, aren't they? Yeah, so we need in season outfielders as a point. We can go Mittelstadt. Then look at these mids. Who's got the best game? That's the first thing we're now thinking. It's not, right, Grifo Amiri, you know? Who's got the best game? It is Grifo Amiri, but maybe it's Golovin. Maybe not Teddy, but he's at home. Maybe not total write-off. But that's fun. Away at home at Bayern. Maybe leave Amiri. Lukaku, Udinese. Udinese have actually been quite solid defensively. Boom. That's a team. Oh, this is kind of done for you already. XD Rife for tomorrow. Grifo at home. Why not? And then the second team, D4. This could be really competitive, by the way. Flecken against Chelsea. That's not fun, is it? The other Schlotterbeck or VT. I don't actually mind VT against Torino, because Torino are not that offensive. We can maybe even go classics. We have that as well. But now, we could go Teddy Amiri. But not get the ins. Yeah, so we do need to go classic with Team 2, so we're just a little bit limited on options, but coming along really nicely, this gallery. We could go Stupian since we're going classic now. Amiri, Teddy, Larson. It's so nice opening the midfielder section of the gallery and it not being desolate. Options, man, options. Love that. So yeah, you can pick and choose a bit now. Amiri and Grifo don't need to be super glued to each other, you know. And there's no party. Maybe you want to play party. We've got those options, you know. We can dice it up a bit. Love that. If there is a few quid still kicking about for that Moreno, I actually think you can get away with Larson this weekend anyway, playing Ipswich. That's a game that should suit him, target man type of guy that he is, set pieces and whatnot. But if you did get him in, jackpot, you know. You could play in season then if you had him and play the defender that we picked before. So that's fun. But Lucas 88, you were next up. Lucas 88, what were we after? It's a long time ago in this chat. Long time ago. Lucas 88. Hey Quinny, can you have a look at my champ in-season rares? Love this. Rare in-season champ. Let's do it. Now, do we need to break this into regions? Let's see. So we've got... I'll see what you've got for classic, but we'll look at the in-season complement, and then I'll make sure I don't say something stupid with the classics that you've got. You know, like, get this guy. You've already got him. Right, done that once today. Can you do my lineups and advise on the gallery as you build them? Yeah, we'll try that. Okay, so German, English, handcuff, Savannah, Spanish. Actually, really like the for the head count of this and the ones we're looking at. Like, I actually really like the quality we've got in defence here. Like, Singo is a baller, Anderson is reliable. If James is fit, brilliant. But in his absence, you've then got all these guys, which are fine. Chabot, Balerde, especially Tarkowski, perhaps. And you've got some tertiary guys thereafter that aren't really required to contribute as much. In midfield, Pierre-Louis Malou. Is that the one that just got injured? I think it is, isn't it? Pepelou's back. Max Arnold is fine, isn't he? ESR, Teji, Segovia. Kudus. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high quality mids. Without being top shelf, you know, but high quality, good AA profile on them all. 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, let's say 4.5 keepers. 1, 2, 3, 4 and a bit. Yeah, that's fine. In midfield, it becomes a bit harder. But how many do we have? 2, 4, 6, and then some backup. So yeah, midfield is the thinnest, mate, by my count. And forwards is cool. You've got enough forwards for me. Decent forwards as well. More than decent in some cases. They're a bit form reliant, sadly. There's no one that's just like, you know, you've got Gakpo, you've not got Salah. You know, it's kind of the vibe I'm on here with it. Midfield is definitely where it needs some attention. Now, let's have a look at all seasons for champ. For all cards, do we have... Yeah, so we've got a classic VVD, classic Odegaard. They make a big difference. Bowen, Isaac, help. Danny Olmo helps. Yeah, okay. You've got some classic keepers back there as well. So the one thing I would want to do is I would want to be, with a gallery like this, I'm always looking for in-season players that become really cheap and really just take a bit of that pressure off, because like, where does Van Dijk come in the pecking order here? Maybe second? In midfield, Odegaard probably goes top. And then up front, yeah, it's much for muchness. So, like, is there an in-season card that can go with those guys as their level that you've been looking at, that you've got a favourite against already? You've been watching their price come down and down. At rare, it's a wee bit harder because some of the guys, especially on instant buy and stuff like that, can be quite punchy. But we don't really care about that. We can go secondary market, which is always good for a bargain these days. Unless you're trying to get a Rafinha off a pug trader, of course. Um, just trying to think if there's anything I've seen. Like if Kushinov was a midfielder, that's the kind of thing we're after. A guy is pretty solid. It's about 80 quid or something like that, or less would be better, obviously. But in season, that's extra hard to find, I think. Bischoff is just maybe a wee bit too expensive. If Palacios played a bit more, wow, look at Pulisic, but he's going to be on an injury discount. Maybe watch his fall in price over the next month or so. That could be an interesting injury pickup. Yeah, it was midfield, wasn't it? Why have I not selected midfield? I'm just kind of looking at all positions. And you know these top guys are just going to be so punchy. Like 100 quid for an Emeka midfield. It's just way too much. And I like him. Golovin at 58. Very good bang for buck compared to everything else we've seen. Just does above 90s. Like, he can just do it. Very good bang for buck on in-season secondary market with him. Zubimendi maybe a bit more reliable, but far less sexy. Like, he's just doing 47 to 64, 95% of the season. That's not really great. Bernardo Silva always strikes me as value for money. I know he doesn't rip that often. I know City are going through a spell at the moment, but he's like ever present and he is high quality. Maybe a good Team 2 player, Bernardo Silva, rather than a Team 1 guy. But in your case, Lucas, like, Bernardo Silva goes into this midfield very well for me. He's that kind of level, the same as your guys, that they're not top shelf guys, but on a given game week, they could be as fine as a thing from Finetown, you know. So I think Bernardo fits your midfield quite nicely. Profile, hopefully budget wise. I don't know what the budget is, of course, if you have any at all, but definitely somebody like that is definitely what I'd be looking at. I'll look at one more page. I like Tijani right now. That's a wee bit punchy without seeing some of the scores come. So you need a wee bit of a leap of faith by a guy like that. That in the absence of Pulisic, he's going to step up a little bit and then maintain that step up on Pulisic's return. That's kind of what I'm hoping to see from him. There's a Gundo again, by the way. Pretty cheap in season secondary market. Akliush, more expensive than Golovin. Pedri. What is the best Prem midfielder for their value? Happy to add like 100 quid to get one premium player. Thinking Hakimi, says Michael. Hakimi is very much worth the price. Hakimi is, for me, and like I had a super rare Hakimi for not that long, but it was one of my star purchases, and like I was really glad I got it for the price I got it for, because I knew I could sell it for much more later on, and that's the way it happened. So I'm a big Hakimi believer, long time standing member of his fan club, and you won't hear me saying a bad word about him really. Okay, so we've got £100 for a marquee player. I don't know if Golovin isn't quite in the Bernardo Silva, not quite in the marquee sphere. And if that's what we're after, then we need to raise our standards a wee bit in terms of me. If we're after marquee potential, you may be as close as we get to it in terms of what's actually available on the market, but marquee players, we're looking at around the 100 quid mark. An auction might be a good thing to try and snipe. I think Bischoff, if that's your budget, mate. Bischoff is the way to go. Is there an auction or anything to try and get involved in? I really like the rookie more than anything, but if we could try and send a direct offer, try and get these guys down. Segovia back now. João only missed the Champions League game. Hakimi has 100 point average last 200 games. Maybe 2 games. But he's absolutely ripping it, isn't he? But I think if you could try and get a direct offer here, Lucas for Bischoff, I think that would be a great get, because I think he's only going to go up. And when you compare his scoring profile to the guys that are similar here, he's very much a fraction of the price of some of these Iron lads. So that's why I put him up there. Golovin, I still think, but if your budget is 100, you don't need to spend it. It's a target. It's what the cops tell you about the speed limit, isn't it? It's a limit, not a target. So I still like Golovin. Does have that injury thing, and he's maybe not quite marquee enough. But Monaco at the moment, like Monaco are doing good in the Champions League. They're doing good in the league. I still like Bernardo Silva. Julian Branch has picked up an injury. He could be gotten cheaper if he was a guy that you fancied. Kind of poor man's Fernandez, as it were. Bruno. Yeah, so I think Bischoff, Golovin, Bernie, these are the kind of guys that jump out to me. Price and profile wise, you could use, would fit in, would give you more options, good bang for buck. Reinders is maybe in that conversation as well, ever so slightly, but he's not had a good enough L5 for me to go, oh yeah, make it so. I'm a big Tielemans guy. I think, again, just at the price, it makes it a wee bit hard. Solid ass floor. And if he can get back into, I don't know what he's on track for this season, but he was tracking to get to like 10 goals and like similar number of assists. And if he can regain a bit of that form, like he'll be looking more like this again. And that's a player. That's a marquee level player. You could get Fabian Ruiz and Golovin. You don't need that many mids, I don't think. I think one more does you. You do have good mids already. It's just either someone that fits right in and doesn't diminish the level you've got, or someone that distinctly adds, is what we're looking at. Not anyone that's kind of sideways of that. Don't mind Bruno either, but a bit punchy for his form. I love Goretzka, but he's not that guy these days, sadly. Oh wow, Sofiane Diop is back with a bang. Could he be marquee? Hard to say. He's back with a bang. Teji at 20 quid for a rare. Is it Teji and Golovin season on the channel today? Teji at 20 quid doesn't feel bad, does it? The Dishamai and Adam Wharton. Olmo, Ben Seger, who we mentioned already. You could maybe just about negotiate your way into a Ben Seger and a Golovin if you can direct offer and maybe be maybe be on a bit of the hustle with it. Eze, not marquee, but not bad. Bre's the same, not bad at 40, but I think they kind of fit very much into the fold already. It's hard to find someone that's a level above, like a distinct level above what you have already for 100 at rare in season. I think we've kind of itemised the main runners and riders you've got to look at here. Let me catch up with the chat. Hi mate, I just looked and I agree with Prem. Okay, so Prem's what you're looking at. Love it. KDB. Is KDB leaving in the summer? It's not confirmed, mate. It's just a lot of speculation at the moment. I would get him and Hakimi as I have Ruiz and Kang in from PSG. Yeah, getting the Hakimi works, mate, for sure. What is my weakest areas? Over Christmas? Well, they're all a little bit different. I think your Scottish section is the weakest, of course. But be sure to be sure to catch it, mate. We reviewed it proper. Be sure to catch it. Happy to add, yeah, we caught that. Thinking of Kimi. Milu and Zagovia injured is bad luck. Zagovia, somebody's kind of mentioned this in the chat already, sorry. Vitinha. What was Vitinha going for? I'm a big Vitinha guy. What does Vitinha cook for? Come on, man. We're not getting Vitinha. Maybe classic. A classic Vitinha might not be a bad shout. Tanaka flying for Leeds United. Is he? Is he? I feel like he let me down at the weekend somehow. Oh no, maybe not this weekend. Oh wow, yeah, he is flying. Oh, is this midweek? Maybe. I don't think I played him. Don't think I used him midweek. Gutted. Smashing it. Ayo. Love a bit of Tanaka. He is. You've already got a Teji. Fucking ignore me. Forgot. We already looked at that. He is expensive. Vitinha, you're right. Joaquin Calves. Good player. But yeah, I mean, I think I would, especially since you do have some French guys and whatever already, like Golovin and a Ben Seger double play wouldn't be terrible. Even just the Golovin and sit on the rest of your cash isn't bad either. More options will open up. Maybe an opportunity will present itself with a guy in the market, you know. I think after the Golovin, I'd maybe be after another defender. I want to have a wee peek at defence for 1 second, and then we'll move on to the next one. We've only got two more left after this, guys. We've made some good crack tonight, but I've been enjoying it. Let's have a wee peek. So let's imagine we get Golovin for about the 50 quid mark. Is there a similar level defender, like a team 2 guy, team 3 guy worst? In defence, it was champion, wasn't it? Yeah, champ. Tagliafico's doing the numbers again. He's right in range. In defence, it can be a bit easier to buy the points. Kusanov, he's kind of taking a bit of a rise. If you get him on an auction or something, that'd be a lot better. It's Nathaniel Brown's getting a big reputation. He'll get into the Germany team as well, like, there's no doubt about it. Their left back problem now is pretty well known. And if he can keep this up, he won't just be a good top Bundesliga defender, he'll be a German defender. Look at Quattra's wee face. He just knows he's been kind of bombed out, hasn't he? Poor guy. Poor Quattra. Poor Quattra. Wonder. Yeah, we've got a single. What's Chao Henrique go for? Chao Henrique, by the way, injury discount still here on £25. I don't mind that at all. You can kind of get in on him before he hits again. Or Vanderson, who does seem to have some suitors circling him. He could be the one that leaves Monaco in the summer. He's 31. 100 quid to me. You could get a bit of a Monaco spine here to enforce your single. Vanderson getting into Brazil teams and everything. I've got all 3 teams in Division 2 now, so hopefully I can get a team in at Div 1. Yeah, I think like your midfield is a very getting this midfield into Div 1 will be hard. You know, you need to have the right captain pick. You need to build the right team around it in terms of the strikers that smash. And you're relying on a single defender for me, so it's more pressure on the midfield. So I get the need to maybe go up a level. I don't know if Golovin completely walks you up that level. Well, I mean, I suppose he does. His L5 and 15 is probably better than all these guys. But I get your kind of sense of needing that marquee difference to push you over. It's good. There's good points to be bought in defence as well for you, because you could play double defence all of a sudden if you did this. And it means less pressure on the midfield. You just pick the best mid, and then the best forward, and that's team 1 sorted. And then for team 2 and 3, you can kind of carry on as the strat has been going anyway. But you're trying to buy extra points now at this stage. You need to think of it in that kind of clinical sense of where can I get more points. And if you're playing double defender, double mid, double forward, doesn't matter. The last position could be any one of them, and the cheapest points per pound is always in defence. Just is. So, yeah, I think that's what you're needing. You're needing that push into D1 level, aren't you? Some of these guys we've touched on could definitely do it. But if you're unconvinced, because the rare market is a bit more expensive, maybe just keep your powder dry for another week or two. Can you make that 100 quid into 150 through saving, selling some stuff, winning another couple of quid, maybe winning some market credits, And then maybe if another little bit of a dip over the next week or two for some individual players for what reason or another, maybe an opportunity that does interest you can open up. But I think that's as kind of good as the suggestions can be at the moment, Lucasade, with the way the market is at the moment for in-seasons and champ. Sorare AP, what are we after? Any gaps in under 23 and contender? Let's do it. So let's start U23. So we've been kind of doing that today a little bit. This is what I was talking about with the rare gallery. If you can go Trubin Trafford, Agkatsev, oh, I don't know, Agkatsev. I want to say, but there's not enough E's for that. Lamin's goalkeepers, 3 teams cooking. Defence, Musa Ndai, CJ Egan Riley, Flamingo, STV, Affengruber. It's thin, but it's high quality. Tag Seth, we kind of need to discount him right now. European mid is the place to fix here, or add to. Rodrigo's just returning. Rots. Lamperla's injured. We've seen his handcuff, but he's maybe worth picking up for you. The American guy, Damian. Ugaldi's away for a break. Yeah, I'll definitely go and get that Damian guy in. Damian. Definitely get this guy in. Under 23 and contender. This guy fills a hole for you. Definitely Lucasade 8. Go and get that guy in. Great shout earlier. I forget who gave us that one, but it's a topper. Because Lamperla's injured. That's his replacement. So there's maybe a wee bit of handcuff there, and you still got Andrika, you still got Stoikers, you still got Rodrigo. You're just about got there with forward. So we need a forward. We need a mid. You kind of need a lot. So Sorare AP, Aiden, you've got a great team, but without MLS, it's just going to be a bit thin. And in contender, let's ignore those two. Moldovan, Ron Robert Zealer, 4 keepers. Decent range of defence. This Histrov is a new name to me. Nosy. He's fun. Yeah, it's kind of what I was mentioning with our guy. He's done 50 AA. He's also a Bulgaria bench player. 46. Yeah, this guy can do that shit. He's fun. I like him. This is very similar to your under 23 in defence anyway. Low depth, high quality. Oh, Ronaldo Stefan, we never touched on earlier. I don't know if he quite comes into that boss category. Maxime Lopez, contender bosses. Is he happening? He is. I like Maxime Lopez. Very tidy player. Might go and get one of him. Lennon Miller, Cuisance. Yeah, it's kind of hard to add to this midfield. Teixeira, Rakitic, Engels. Like, yeah, man, you've got. It's the problem is like half of these guys aren't playing for a while, but it's the main issue. So in terms of gaps, like you need a McGrath, you need a wee bit more of the Scottish guys in here, don't you? A wee bit of the Wanazeks and Fabian Reeses. No, he was a forward, wasn't he? There was another mid that we mentioned earlier. And then up front, again, who's not on break? Berardi, Gauterheim, Inigo Vicente. I've already mentioned this, so this is kind of, yeah, you need another forward. I should have just made a kind of list, right? But we need contender, one forward. We need, for 4 teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say 1 mid. I think it's 1 mid, 1 so I think for contender, mate, you need 1 in each position. This is the defense is the last one, but I think you need 1 more defender, 1 more mid, 1 more forward. Goalkeepers are cool. And under 23, like I think again it's very high quality, isn't it? Very high quality, but limited options. Defense maybe just about you'll get away with it. Midfield I don't think you will, but yeah. So I probably need Mohamed Cham, Engels, Bernardo are kind of 2 sides of the same coin. 3, 4, 5, 6. Under 23, I'd say 1 mid to cover your off-season stuff. And we need at least 1 forward, that Damien guy being 1, at least 1 forward plus 1. So you're talking about adding on about 6 cards, I think, for where you're at, mate. I've got you down for 1 in each position in contender. And I'm probably going to say the same. Yeah, I'm going to say the same for under 23, but maybe 2 forwards. Whereas MDC contender, you can get green L5 and green L15s for under a £5. Yeah, you can. You can, Cameron M. Sorry if this is a stupid question, but how do I get rid of worthless cards 39p if they don't sell? Just keep listing them until they go. Sam Graham, yep, that's it. Just keep listing. Or try and trade if you can get a few of them together and try and trade with somebody else. Or just send an offer for a card you want, or a card you'd rather have, perhaps. Yeah, that's a lot of my problem. I didn't realise how much I was missing through winter. Yeah, it's kind of, until you're in it, or until you see it coming, or until you can open the lineup builder and see the guys all kind of not there. It's a hard thing to forecast when you've not been through it before. So it happens to all new players. Sorare, AP, I don't know how new you are to the game. Sorry if that's out of turn, but great quality. It's thin, isn't it? What you've got here, without the MLS, without the Barcos, without the, there was 1 or 2 other guys, the Chinese guys, Vargases and whatnots, Ugaldis. It's just thin, but the quality's there, mate. You know. So I'd go for 1 in each position as a minimum. We've actually covered quite a lot of those players already. Is there anyone else springs to mind that we've not mentioned already earlier in the show? And sorry, AP, I hope you've been here for the live show. It's been a long one, but if you haven't, I highly recommend checking it back out earlier on. And a lot of this stuff, a lot of the players you're looking for, we've already kind of brought up. But I am, what we were looking at there, Aiden, it was limiteds. Let's just have a wee peek. No, wrong button. Alfonso Davies for 11 feels somewhat fun. Enzo at 15 works for a lot of people. By the way, seeing João Neves, Jon Snow at £22, right beside Musiala at 70 and Wirtz at 65, and Bellingham 62, feels like, especially in season, that feels out of turn, doesn't it? Now, the scores might not have been as smashing as theirs, perhaps, but like it's not far away, is it? And it's not as if you couldn't see it returning anytime soon. De Kuyper, I think someone mentioned, I don't know if you have De Kuyper in a gallery already somewhere, but £12 for this. He will kill you sometimes. Just be buyer beware with De Kuyper. He's got a wee red score in him, you know. Kushinov, again, big fan of this guy. Limited £13. That's very appealing. Very, very appealing. Very good ball playing centre back by all accounts. Stats are there. SO5 profile is there. International utility is there as well. I would definitely add him in to your under 23 defence roster. Palmer midfielder at 67. Isaac Bergman, I knew there was a big guy I was forgetting. This is, buy him, mate. Buy him. He ticks both your boxes. Buy him. Bischoff at 11. I would definitely be involved in that. Cherky at 11. Doesn't feel bad either, does it? Especially when Stoikers is 12. Yeah. Maxime de Kuyper, minus 15 possession loss most games is not for everyone. It definitely, you need a strong stomach. No two ways about it. There's this Nathaniel Brown at Nuremberg. That's interesting. Shea Charles doing this in the Prem and International. Oh, he's not doing this in the Prem. He's doing it at Chef Wed, actually. I beg your pardon. I did think that was a bit weird. I hadn't seen him do this for Southampton. I don't know why. That's decent for him. Ben Negren. In-season cards are cheaper than that, I think. Unless somebody bought them. They were shown earlier on the stream. Maybe somebody's went out and picked them up. Two seconds, guys, and we'll go on to the last one. Apologies. Kids melting down. It's that time of night. Oi, oi. Right, Magic. We're on to Cameron M, the last one of the night. Cameron. Where were we at? Quinny, can you take a look at mine, pal, if you have the time? Started to move into Sporting and PSV like everyone else in Challenger. Awesome. So let's have a look at what we're cooking in Challenger. Starting to move into PSV and Sporting like everyone else, of course. So let's see what we're doing. Franco Israel, do we have the backup? That's a nightmare. Get the backup. Is he in there now, Franco Israel? Maybe he's not. Yeah. Want to watch out for. I don't see any PSV keepers or anything, that's fine. I heard it and knew what was happening. Could you hear it? Aye. Jesus, sorry guys. Sorry. Araujo, Wagner. What are we looking at here? Challenger, of course. Yeah, so Wagner and Escobar, we're not worried about them too much. Let's do leagues. Eredivisie, Jupiler, Turkey, Portugal, Danishland, Championship. Okay, so we've got a top line of keepers here, more in season than classics, so it's a good split. But yeah, the Sporting thing, Franco Israel and Kovacevic, we need both of them. In defence, Boss. Decent top row there. Wrench, very good, but kind of underperforming recently. And then the rest, yeah, they're okay, I suppose. But if you're moving into PSV, you've done the right thing with the Flamengo there. Do you know what's a good shout, by the way, at this point? Don't know when he's back, so maybe double check into this one, right? If you're buying PSV right now, great time to pick up a Serginho Dest. Don't know how long he's out for, when he's back, or anything like that, but when he is back, Serginho Dest is too good for PSV. Not good enough for Barcelona or anything like that, but this is an injury discount if you're buying into that region. Get Serginho Dest. Under 23 as well, by the way, for any users that are interested. And yeah, you probably need like an Inacio or a Debast or something like that in defence, but high quality, good calibre anyway, not really necessary. Paxton, Sarah, Vanaken, Zorgan, top guys. Schufs is always there. Poite, why not? Veerman's back. Yeah, so how many top mids is this? We're looking at 6, really top. We then got a nice supporting cast here. Delorgi, Nieper, Quinton, Timber, and amongst it, 5 Sven Kums. Steng's on his way back, although not PSV. Maybe needs a Tillman or something like that. You've got Veerman there. I don't think sporting mids are all that anyway. I wouldn't worry about not having them. And then your forwards are really good, but you've not got any of the sporting firepower you're maybe after. PSV, like, yeah, Lang, Bakayoko, maybe guys like that are worth getting. Let's look at market, manager sales, limited, current club, Sporting, PSV. And let's do posiciones. Let's have a peek at the keepers for a quick gander. Yeah, Kovacevic is cheaper than Israel. Is there another guy that's came in? Yeah, I see that guy there. He's not been playing. Yes, I'd get the Kovacevic for the backup. I think this Walter Benitez is maybe going to leave them in the summer. So if you're not mad for it, maybe you don't need him, especially with the price he carries. Flamengo, yep, fine. Inacio, maybe a wee bit off it. Interesting. I like Fresneda on the cheap, but he's not really happened ever since he went there. It's unlikely he will at this stage, but you never know. But like I say, Dest is definitely one I would be sniping right now if I was you. Walter had Saudi links, yeah, I would stay away from that then. I think he's leaving. I think he's out of contract. He's paid a lot of money by their standards for a keeper and all the rest of it, so yeah, I don't know what to do about sporting defenders really. I like Usman Diamande. They're all a wee bit jailbait for a transfer, except for Debast, who's just turned up. But his scores aren't really that. Like, yeah, go and buy him. Like, just high 50s, isn't it? And Inacio did have a bit of that. Might move. It's kind of off form a little bit. I'll get a Dest 100%, as always in my plans. Cameron, love that. Great minds think alike and all that. Tillman at 34 isn't too shabby. And, like, this is the epitome, I think, of a sporting mid in the Amarim era. that could change, right? Ledesma as well. At that price, add him in. And Siberia is maybe your forward take then. Him and Lang, the exact same price, is fun. Pepe, like, you can actually get a lot of fun out of the PSV forward line. Decent price point. All of them pretty handy. And it's just about like nailing the team selection. Marcus Edwards could be a guy that gets a resurgence, by the way. I don't really know what his problem is or what his deal is, but I thought he was really good for a while. Yeah, like really good for a while. So he's maybe a wee cheap one to put in the back burner. But Geiker is... It feels like his price is coming down, so maybe watch that continue to happen. Trincao. I think Trincao's a good get. At 15 quid. Cheaper than Lang, cheaper than Pepe. Maybe these guys are a bit more punchier right now. Yeah, do the lineups. Let's have a look at them. And then we'll call it a show. In-season challies. Yeah, let's see. Will we do it on fixture? Yeah, let's do it on fixture. I think we're taking Koosmans first. I'm going to take a Rauho first. Classic Paxton. Probably go Mertens in attack here. And then fifth man. Oh, is Di Maria forward? I'd maybe take Di Maria up front. Yeah, let's do that. And then Vanaken could be okay. Let's take Dusty. Tadic, that's fun. Team 2 then would look something like this, where we go Franco Israel, Hanko, or Flamengo. I'm probably going to take Flamengo. Just being dominant, you know. Zorgan against Leuven, Nieper at home to Cercle, Sara at home to Trabzonspor, all very good picks. I think I'll just take Zorgan's away. Let's go to Nieper. Yeah, Mertens isn't going to play. Stengs might play. Is classic? Yeah, let's do that. And then fifth man Hanko. That works out quite nicely if we do that. Or Zorgan. I'll Drago Hanko. I don't mind that. Double defence. And then the third team would look something like this, where Mignoli, Brandenhorst. I'd maybe take Brandenhorst. I don't think any of these guys are actually good for a clean sheet. It's just who's going to score the best. I'm going to take Mignoli. Mignoli. Was De Kuiper subbed off injured? I was going to take De Kuiper. Still got Zorgan. Still got Sara. Arkatoglu I'd maybe take next. Dan Rotts at home at Groningen could be good. Dreyer away at St Truden could be fine, but no, I like Arkatoglu here. And then fifth man in season could be Dreyer. Sara. False, he only had cramps. Time wasting. No Veerman. Oh yeah, where was Veerman? Well, Veerman could go anywhere. Oh, I've got double Paxton in. Oh yeah. Veerman. Then Paxton. Paxton. Boom. And then I would go from here to there, put Tadic in, probably for the Hanko. Oh no, we've got Stengs. Let's leave that the way it is. And then we go to the last team. And yeah, I'd probably leave that the way it is actually. I don't think I did it that much. Marcos Llorente, the maestro. Ho, 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 yeah. Love it. So yeah, what does this rig out need? Maybe yeah, like the other defender, we mentioned that already. We've got a lot of classic like forward options here. The in-season forwards weren't that great. Maybe just this game week. If we go back in to have a look at the last team. Stoikers, yes, against Bruges. Dryer's away, and he's not. His L5 is there. It's on the way down. So yeah, maybe an hour forward. You do have Dusty Dusan as well, of course. Could come in for we could drop Arkatoglu and put Tadic in. And then we're going to Classic. And we've got the keepers. We've got, let's just put Schellander. And then yeah, the defence now is where we start to feel it as the third team. In midfield, we're not going to feel that too much because you've still got like a Stengs and like a Vanaken can still play Arkatoglu. Yeah, so defence is like, let's just put Smal in here. Like, Smal's not bad, AAA rated. And then the last spot is Vanaken. And then Classic 2, Brandon Horst, Michele or Verriger, Utkus. Let's just, for simplicity, take Michele. Schufs has the L5 to back this pick up. Stoikers Dryer. And then the last pick, you've got the likes of Davy Rofe, Vergiver. Kenny Taylor's okay. Yeah, so Quentin Timber's okay. Take Quentin, but on that opposition analysis. Rots, Mertens. Mertens is injured. Skov Olsen. I should say Taylor. So yeah, I think it's team 4 and 5 that are the thinnest. Like the options that we've got for team, for team 5 and 6. If we had all of the options for team 5 and 6 only for team 6, we're in a good place. I think if we can get, like, these are all actually pretty solid. Actually, it's quite hard to say that there's much room to be improved on. But with some of the guys we are looking at here, like Trincao, it was the mid again. Tillman at 34. Got the Veerman already, of course. In defence, was there somebody? Demanding stuff. Yeah, so you kind of need to get the top of the tree from these teams, but they will make your setup better. You've definitely got like 3 teams of utter quality. Team 4 is going to be really good as well. And team 5 is a big question mark, and team 6 is quite fixture sensitive, it feels like. Yeah, Cameron, you've got a lot of equal guys. You're very much like, who's got the best game? Who's going to get the most minutes? Who let me down last week? Who could be the captain? There's a lot of guys that are quite nailed in. But what you'll get from some of these PSV and Sporting guys is like, you've already got with Flamengo and 1 or 2 others, like the Veerman. This guy smashes and is a top team guy. So a little bit more of that, and I think you'll just feel you've got better selection choices and will make better choices as a result. Veerman is good to go, but also play Rots, says Sorare Holland. I've not even put Rots in here, but Sorare Holland is ITK on the situation. He says Rots is the man. So let's just put him in for Skov. Fixtures doesn't matter with these teams. Fair enough if you don't worry about it too much. But as you can see here, they're all double A's and triple A's for the most part. You know what I mean? You've got good guys, no doubting about it. It feels like the forwards, but in-season forwards feels like it would have the biggest impact on you, perhaps. You definitely need a little bit of defence, I think, because if the Kuiper is injured, he's a fullback as well that can hurt you. They can let you down. Smal has not been ever present for Feyenoord since he went there. And Veergiver, Again, looks okay now, but he's not a smash master. Same as Michele. They're not smash master guys like Flamengo and Araujo and De Kuiper. So yeah, I like your progress, mate. I think you're doing really, really well. But you're kind of now at the expensive end of upgrading. You know, anyone you get now is a significant get. Maybe not, the price isn't mad because some of these guys are 30 quid, which is pretty nominal for the grand scheme of things, you know. I'm quite glad I got that wee card myself earlier tonight. I was tempted to get a Thomas Muller, but I actually think this is a much better get for me. So I can actually play maybe a wee. And this now, this now maybe gives me a bit of a headache on that ultra attacking team because I wasn't going to play them because I thought if I play them here, then that would be getting the most out of them. But with no Celtic this game week and no Rangers, this is kind of open season, as it were. And then yeah, we'd go Berardi, Shaqiri. I'm afraid Berardi, Shaqiri. I still play classic. Still could play Hornby. I could maybe just do this. Is it a D1 team, but and Miller against Adegboyega or whatever. Rakitic in a 6-pointer. Cuisance against Pratt. Yeah, maybe put Cuisance in there. This could work out, couldn't it? Thought I saw a Sam Steen. No Rots, sorry. Thought I saw a Sam Steen. Oh, okay, fair enough. It's not actually the lineup, so it's just kind of like a depth chart where we're doing Sorare Holland, but I love the contribution, mate. I love the insight and the intel. But yeah, I might actually just stick with that rather than bringing Berardi and Shaqiri into it. We're kind of taking a gamble on Hornby. And yeah, I don't know if Adegboyega can take the Shaqiri Berardi pressure. Whereas we slide them in here with Sane and Take. I'm going to weigh that one up. Not too sure. Not too sure how I will attack that. But we can get one strong in-season team out now, which I couldn't have done before. Because Berardi's classic. So I needed that in-season defender, so that was perfectly timed. I'm quite buzzing about that, actually. Thanks again to Germ for the nod, for the suggestion. And yeah, what we've seen was Llorente got an assist. Griezmann, love it. We're doing well in this competition, aren't we? Captain Llorente, is he going to bring us home? He's on an 82. Keep going. Only 45 minutes in, pal. No clean sheet bonus to come his way, but let's keep going, man. And then, with Skorupski left to run, we should get a box. But Skorupski can turn up if, we need Llorente to climb a little bit higher, carry a wee bit of the work. Could Skorupski get us into the back end of a T5? Maybe. No Musso, that's fine. I'm going to continue to play my Musso as a handcuff, and yeah, right, we've got Oblak, who's not going to be facing any shots. She's going to bring in that 60, so we'll get a box from this, maybe. We'll finish in that crappy box position. And I think everything else is ran and raced, except for the Thursday night stuff. We back Guardiola tonight for that 4-man team, but nothing mad to write home about. I'm going to put Israel first lineup. Quinny, 60% clean sheet, 80% chance to win. Nice. I'm not like building the lineups. That's tomorrow. I'm not in lineup mode. I was in depth chart mode there. Like how do they spread out and where does the quality drop off? Where does it drop off? If you add somebody in, do you really notice a difference? It's Team 5. It's in Division 5 in Classic. Who gives a fuck? That kind of thing. But yeah, I've had a great one, guys. We've been on for almost 3 hours tonight. Fist bump to you all. Love the gallery review. Hardcore sessions. Thanks for bearing with me throughout tonight. Didn't actually need any wee comfort breaks, which is good, but I had to check on the old mini Quinnies causing chaos in the house. So thanks to everyone who's joined us tonight. I look forward to catching up with some Sorare content around the YouTube sphere, So if you've been catching out any of that, make sure to hit the like button there. Make sure you hit the like button here, of course. And if you haven't hit subscribe already, make sure to do that. We'll be live tomorrow for members again at the same time as we were today. But it's all line-up building, guys. So hit the reminders, get there nice and early. And I'll see you all tomorrow. Have a good night. I've still got this bird's nest on my head. I can't get rid of it. But yeah, wish me luck, guys, with the hair. And the kids and everything else. Good luck with the rest of the midweek for you. Hope you do well. And I will see you tomorrow.